guaranteed high 14. 680 News Time 7:03.
Let's go, Ontario. The dream of a return to pre-pandemic life is one step closer to reality today.
He didn't believe I would see the screen long, he doesn't believe I have a phone,
across the province, essential workers and people 50 and older. And in Peel Region, everyone over the age of 18.
680's Kevin Meisner just live with a closer look at the new groups eligible for shots.
You're not going to mention Alberta, what?
Kevin.
Yeah, Catherine, eligibility for the shot is accelerating in a big way, and it'll trigger a huge surge of traffic to the province's online booking portal. As of 8 o'clock this morning, Ontario residents 50 and over can book their appointments for mass vaccination clinics right across the province. In Peel Region, where 20% of Ontario's COVID cases are centered, all adults 18 plus will be able to book their appointments starting today. Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie says people in other areas of the province need to understand that Peel is a priority for vaccination because its case count is holding all of Ontario back.
The faster everyone in hotspots is vaccinated, the faster the rest of the province can return to the new normal. We need this to happen.
Now, as well, mobile vaccination clinics are opening today for workers at the large Amazon facilities in Brampton and Caledon. The Solicitor General Sylvia Jones says 5 other mobile clinics will roll out tomorrow to other large workplaces in the GTA.
In Toronto, York, and Peel regions to reach businesses that have employees who cannot work from home and have a history or risk of outbreaks.
And this mobile vaccination program will expand to 15 teams in the coming weeks. Ontario hopes to have 65% of adults jabbed with their first dose of COVID-19 vaccine by the end of May. At Queen's Park, Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News Time, 7:05. Some children in this country will be rolling up their sleeves for the Pfizer vaccine a day after it was approved for kids as young as 12. Our Jamie Pulper joins us live with when middle schoolers in this province can expect to get the shot. Jamie.
That's right, Paul. Canada is one of the first in the world to now start vaccinating kids. Health Canada just greenlit the Pfizer vaccine for those 12 and over. The shots start today for that age group in the Northwest Territories. Hard-hit Alberta isn't far behind, with plans to start on Monday. Premier Jason Kenney with this pandemic milestone.
Outside of the Northern Territories, Alberta is the first province to offer vaccine to everybody 12 years of age and older, no matter where they live or what medical conditions they might have.
Manitoba plans to start later this month. British Columbia is aiming for before the end of June. So what about Ontario? So far, nothing specific from Health Minister Christine Elliott.
The plan would be to start the vaccinations in schools, the first dose, and then have the second dose administered before a return to school date in September.
So word that kids could possibly get those shots inside Ontario schools over the summer. Now, this month alone, Canada will receive at least 10 million vaccine doses, with the majority coming from Pfizer. Reporting live, Jamie Pulper, 680 News. 680 News Time, 7:06. Thousands more appointments are being made available at the Toronto-run vaccine clinics, and it's another packed schedule for pop-ups in the hotspot postal codes. 680's Laura Carney joins us live with more. Laura and Catherine, 60,000 additional appointments are being made available at city-run clinics. It comes as the province expands age eligibility. These new appointments will be for June 7th to the 13th, as the city says its clinics are almost fully booked through the end of May. Now, don't be discouraged by the city's clinics being close to capacity, because there are still a lot of pop-up clinics happening in Toronto today. Woodbine Racetrack is hosting a pop-up which opens at 10 o'clock. It is open to all of those 18 and older living in Toronto hotspot postal codes. In North York, a pop-up will open at 11 o'clock at Habitat Arena for specific postal codes. In Scarborough, there is one for the M1T and M1W postal codes at Lamoureux Collegiate Institute. It opens at 9, but organizers are handing out tickets to those in line starting now. You need a ticket to get a shot, and 2,700 doses will be up for grabs at the pop-up at Warden Hilltop Hotspot Community Center. That one also appears to be open for all hotspot postal codes in the city, and it opens at 8 o'clock. All of the details are at 680news.com. Reporting live, Laura Carney, 680 News.
680 News Time 7:07. Peel Police investigating the death of a child in Brampton. Officers were called to a home near Countryside Drive and Tarver Road around 4:30 in the afternoon for a child in medical distress. The child was rushed to hospital but later died. The Special Victims Unit is leading this investigation. It handles incidents involving children 5 and younger.
This is 680 News. In Brampton, a young woman is dead after she got out of a vehicle that was parked in a live lane of traffic and was hit by a car. 680's Carl Hansky's at the scene at Winston Churchill and Steeles and joins us live. Carl.
Captain, it was after midnight when a vehicle heading south on Winston Churchill here approaching Steeles stopped in the right lane. The driver put the four-way flashers on and the female passenger jumped out to grab something from the trunk or the back seat. Other drivers say this is too dangerous a road to stop in a live lane because the average speed is
80, 90. Most of them speed on this road, especially going this way.
Not a place you want to stop in a live lane and get out.
No, sir. No, sir.
A 26-year-old passenger was hit from behind by an oncoming car. She was pinned under the car and dragged and killed instantly. Police remind drivers to pull off the road into a safe area. If possible, avoid stopping in a live lane, especially if you need to exit the vehicle. Reporting live at Winston Churchill and Steeles in Brampton, Carl Hansky, 680 News.
680 News Time 7:09. Despite more injuries to their roster, the Blue Jays were able to end their mini two-game slide with a comeback win in Oakland. The late-night West Coast game didn't end until just before 1 this morning, so if you didn't stay up for it, our Simon Bennett's got you covered.
I don't know about you, but I felt a collective groan when Jays manager Charlie Montoyo started his Zoom session with,
two new injuries, guys.
what now? The long list of Jays on the injured list now includes, again, George Springer, after an MRI found that his quad strain has been re-aggravated. Then David Phelps and Joe Panik both left the game last night. The Jays trailing 3-2 to start the 8th inning with the bats got going.
Biggio gets it down, front of the plate is wide, and Hernandez will slide in safely.
5 runs in the 8th, 2 in the 9th for the 9-4 win, and more good news for Jays fans, someone's coming off the injured list. Hung Jin Ryu makes his first start since April 25th as the Jays wrap the series at Oakland at 3:30. I'm Simon Bennett.
680 News Time 7:10.
It's just common sense. A flexi loan by Capital Direct allows you to manage your funds more effectively and gives you that financial peace of mind. Think of it as secured lending so you can do all the things you've been dreaming about, whether it's a basement renovation or taking care of tuition. It's the smart move that allows you to take only what you need when you want it. Whether you could use $50,000 or $1.5 million, that cash is available to you. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL.
Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones, including a collision westbound 401 approaching Stevenson, blocking the left lane.
This is 680 News.
With the Daily Grand Auto, you can win $1,000 a day for life.
Wait, every single day?
Yeah.
So I'd start liking Mondays?
Probably.
But everybody hates Mondays, so I'd suddenly be an outcast, living on the fringes of society, a bizarre Monday-loving weirdo.
But you'd get $1,000 every day for life.
Then TGIM, baby, and every other day, too.
The Daily Grand Auto draws every Monday and Thursday. Buy tickets in store and online at olg.ca.
Hello, I am water.
And I am earth, and we are just made for each other.
I come down as rain and hit on earth.
Together we make mud, sweet, beautiful mud.
Some find us challenging.
While all those Subarus with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive revel in our creation.
Mud, our special gift to the world. Enjoy Subaru's all-weather drive event with great rates on 2021 Subaru Foresters. Go online to build and price yours and adventure on in all weather.
680 News Time 7:11.
Traffic and weather together on the ones, airborne. Chopper 680 Jordan Kerr.
Problems westbound 401 escalating, approaching Stevenson. 2 left lanes are now blocked off of the crash, and westbound 401 is jammed from Harmony to approaching Stevenson. Stay take an alternate. Unfortunately, the main alternate through here, Bloor, is closed for a stretch for long-term construction. Bloor in Oshawa is closed off between Ritson and Wilson for long-term construction, so you can't really take that for a good portion of that stretch, unfortunately. SICKLY. You could use Olive as well, but these are residential streets, so pick your alternate carefully. You just don't want to be on the West 401 through Osher right now, really jammed up again from Harmony to approaching Stevenson, where 2 left lanes are blocked off. After that, West 401 is busy through McCowan to Kennedy Express and through Kennedy and the Collectors. On the eastbound 401, delays through Mississauga Road and steam delays from the 427 to the 400 in both Express and Collectors. Then it's backed up east of the 400 in the Collectors. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
We still have the Appleby Road ramps to and from the westbound 407 closed as part of construction. As far as volume elsewhere, though, it's starting to lighten up. The southbound 410 improved quickly after the last report. It's now in pretty good shape heading down toward the 401. We've got still delays on the South 404 Don Valley. Minor ones through Lawrence. It's actually not too bad. The heavier route into downtown still the eastbound Gardner, busy east of Parkland to east of Dufferin. Next reported 7:21, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Now, plenty of sunshine for us this morning. It is on the chilly side, but we're warming up. We'll climb to a guaranteed high 14 degrees below average, though. The average high about 17 or 18. Clouds will increase this afternoon. Get into the showers, especially late tonight. 5 for the low. And tomorrow, showers quite cool. The high only 9. Right now, mainly sunny, 4 degrees at Pearson, 6 and sunny at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high 14. 680 News Time, 7:13.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Mike Ethel at the 680 News Business Center. Mike.
Catherine, it's a steady start for stocks coming off a record-breaking Wednesday on Wall Street. The Dow Jones right now indicated up by about 30 points in the early trade. Earnings just coming in from vaccine development company Moderna. First quarter product sales from the sale of COVID-19 vaccines at $1.7 billion. The price for oil this morning is down 41 cents at $65.20. Gold is up $3 at $17.88 an ounce U.S. Our dollar's up by 1/5 of a cent at 81.69 cents U.S. The exchange rate down to $1.22.5. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Ethel.
When you fully understand the risks, you're well positioned for the reward. That's what resilient investment portfolios are all about. Visit dynamic.ca/advice to learn more.
Still ahead on 680 News, latest morning headlines, and
What would it sound like if Dad did a post-day news conference?
3 bites of dinner. That's on me.
A hilarious new video is going viral.
680 News Time, 7:14.
Hey there. How would you like to own an investment property that is affordable, has positive cash flow, and you never have to deal with a tenant? I'm Todd C. Slater, president and founder of the Simple Investor. And our Simple Investor program allows you to have titled ownership, positive cash flow, guaranteed rent, and absolutely no interaction with tenants. To find out how simple it is, go to thesimpleinvestor.com today. The Simple Investor. We make the world a real estate investment simple.
Be it a burst pipe or sewer backup in your home, Roto-Rooter can fix it, clean it, dry it, and if you decide to go through insurance, it can help reduce the hassle of your water damage insurance claim. Save yourself numerous calls and headaches. Roto-Rooter can do it all. There when you need them 24/7, with fast response service to keep your problem from becoming an insurance nightmare. Roto-Rooter has you covered.
and away go troubles down the drain.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
Sunshine this morning, then clouds for the afternoon as we head to a 680 News guaranteed high of 14. Good morning. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jeté. Here are the top stories right now.
The vaccine rollout ramps up again today with bookings opening in Peel region for anyone 18 and older, and slots province-wide now available for those 50 and up. The kids are next, starting today in the Northwest Territories as Canada becomes the first country on the planet outside of clinical trials to vaccinate middle schoolers with Pfizer. And Toronto's also opening up thousands more appointments for shots at city-run clinics. There are plenty of pop-up clinics today as well in hotspot postal codes. You can find those at 680news.com.
Time now for 680 Sports.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Simon Bennett.
Well, the Blue Jays still without George Springer, but piling up the runs late in their win over the A's last night, trailing 3-2 until he scored 5 in the 8th, 2 more in the 9th for the 9-4 win. They wrapped the series this afternoon, 3:30 at Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet. Springer is back on the injured list after an MRI showed he has re-aggravated his quad strain. In case you missed it yesterday morning, the Jays returning to Buffalo for home games starting June 1st. Some old school NHL last night, and the Capitals Rangers match, 12 fighting majors, including 3 scraps off the opening face-off, of course, with Tom Wilson not suspended for roughing up a couple of New York players on Monday. TJ Oshie, a hat-trick day after losing his father in the 4-2 Washington win. The Habs in Toronto to face the Maple Leafs tonight. That goes to 7 o'clock at Scotiabank Arena. The Raptors 3 games back of 10th in the East in a play-in spot held by Washington, who lost last night, setting up a must-win against the Wizards tonight in Tampa. 7:30 at Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet 1. Sportsnet 15 and 45 best every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time 717.
Make your next career move with 2 men in a truck. The company is hiring motivated and enthusiastic team members for mover, driver, and customer service positions. And if you're looking for more, professional advancement is always a possibility. In fact, 75% of 2 men in a truck managers started in frontline positions. Now is the time to apply. Visit 2meninatruck.ca and click careers.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care. Paying off a mortgage is slow, but it doesn't have to be this slow. Tangerine starts you off with an easy online application and quick approval, and offers low upfront rates with the option of upping your regular payments and making lump sum prepayments of up to 25% each year. So paying off your mortgage can be really super fast. Whew. Well, at least faster. Tangerine. Forward banking.
680 News Time 718. India's second wave of COVID-19 continues to have a devastating impact. More than 412,000 cases, nearly 4,000 deaths reported. Both are records. CNN's Vidika Sood is in Delhi.
Here's what's even more worrying, what the health ministry said to the people yesterday through a press conference.
Phase 3 is inevitable, given the high levels of circulating virus. But it's not clear on what time scale this phase 3 will occur. Hopefully, incrementally, but we should prepare for new waves.
We should prepare for a new wave when we aren't prepared enough for the one that I'm seeing as an Indian and all my fellow countrymen are seeing at this point in time.
An institute in India projects by June 11th, the country could see 50 million confirmed cases and almost double the number of fatalities, which currently stands at 230,000. The House of Commons held a late-night emergency debate to get answers on Alberta's surging number of COVID-19 cases. An Edmonton New Democrat MP called for the session, blasting what she calls Alberta Premier Jason Kenney's stumbles and mishandling of the pandemic. During the debate, Tory MP Garnet Jennis asked the rhetorical question of his colleagues.
Let's end the finger-pointing between different levels of government, and let's establish who is responsible for solving the problem of COVID-19 in Canada.
His answer, the Prime Minister. He then called on Justin Trudeau to show leadership necessary to unite the country in the fight of COVID-19. Trudeau's office says he was actually on the phone with Alberta's Premier at one point during the debate, pledging further assistance. 680 News Time 720.
With all that's going on these days, let Good Food help make life a little easier. Get $80 off the #1 meal kit in Canada and free contactless delivery directly to your door with fresh, fun, and delicious recipes for every palate in your household. We're making mealtime easier and safer than ever before. Get $40 off your first 2 orders at Good Food. That's $80 in savings. Go to makegoodfood.ca to redeem your offer with the gift code GF80. Offer valid for a limited time for new members only.
When you donate your unwanted vehicle to Kidney Car, all proceeds stay in Canada. That means your spring cleaning could be helping people across the country, funding kidney programs and services right here at home. Contact Kidney Car today and arrange your free no-contact tow. Plus, receive a tax receipt for the fair market value of your vehicle. Kidney Car, helping Canadians help each other for over 27 years. Donate at kidneycar.ca.
News Time 721. Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by Diamond and Diamond Lawyers. Up we go to Chopper 680. Where are you flying, Jordan?
Over the 401, and we have issues on the westbound 401 in Oshawa approaching Stevenson. The left lane is blocked off with a crash cleanup, so they opened up one of the central lanes, but it's jammed westbound 401 from approaching Harmony to approaching Stevenson. Really heavy through the stretch. I do advise you take an alternate. Unfortunately, the main alternate is closed in the stretch through here, right in the middle of the backup, all because of long-term construction. Bloor Street in Oshawa shut down between Ritson and Wilson, all because of construction, so you can't take that the whole way. You could use Olive for a bit, but I'd advise taking Bloor for most of it, and then when you get to the closure, you go north up to Olive, and then to go west over to Simcoe, and rejoin Bloor from there, and get back on the westbound 401 at Stevenson. Unfortunately, that road closure of Bloor really not helping the situation here. Westbound 401 then heavy from McCowan to Kennedy Express through Kennedy and the Collectors and approaching Mississauga Road, and East 401 delays through Mississauga Road, and really heavy from the 427 to the 400, both Express and Collectors, and a bunch up east of the 400 in the Collectors. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, outside of the 401, the only other route with delays is eastbound Gardner from east to Parkland to Dufferin. We're trouble-free everywhere else. We do have a collision on city streets. Bloomington, eastbound Bloomington as you approach Bayview. Both lanes are blocked here with a collision. Traffic's using that center turn lane to get by, so expect delays. If you've been injured, Diamond and Diamond is in your corner. See why so many clients have referred their friends and family back to Diamond and Diamond. Call 1-800-567-HURT for your free consultation. Next report at 7:31 and with the extended forecast. Here's Jill Taylor.
Enjoy the sunshine today. We'll be back to the clouds and the wet stretch beginning late tonight, especially. We'll get back into those showers. And if you're looking for temperatures in the 20s, it may take until toward the end of May before we're seeing those warmer temperatures. Today's guaranteed high 14, 5 for the low, only 9 for the high tomorrow, and highs on the weekend near 12. Right now, sunshine, 4 degrees at Pearson, 6 and sunny at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high 14. And because Jill did not miss the weather guarantee yesterday, the jackpot climbs to $10,500.
Coming up at 7:30, the battle against COVID. Lots of positive developments. Why it's a big day on several fronts in this province and country for the vaccine rollout.
680 News time, 7:24. License 10349.
Northwood Mortgage. People don't usually sing about their mortgage, but at Northwood Mortgage they do. They sing about lower rates. They sing about greater cash flow. They sing because we help them. You can be singing about your mortgage too. Come on, try it with us. Northwood Mortgage. Come on, try it. Northwood Mortgage. There you go. Call or visit us today at northwoodmortgage.com.
We're working harder for you.
This is 680 News. A news conference on the mundane, everyday trials and tribulations of a dad is trending on social media. Our Jeff Verhoeven tells us why.
So, I'm not a dad, but I did confirm with Simon Bennett and Mike Epple that this is accurate. It's a video of a dad doing a post-game style news conference with reporter questions like, can you sum up the day?
Yeah, honestly, just felt like we got behind early. After the milk spill and the marker on the wall, we just felt like we were playing catch up the rest of the day.
Right before you went to the store, you called a timeout. Was there an attitude change after that?
Yeah, I felt like we were losing our heads there for a minute, so we wanted to just calm things down.
Yeah, I actually love this.
You gave them a snack half hour before dinner. Was that planned? No, I lost track of time. Just wasn't thinking. And so, 3 bites at dinner.
That's what I need is a copyright thing. Ooh.
Yes, they come up, and we've started to see emergence in some of the states down here in the eastern U.S. We've had them emerge in Georgia, Tennessee, Maryland, and Virginia. These are what we call the early risers because it's not the big emergence yet, but they emerge out of the ground, they find something vertical, hopefully a tree to climb up. They shed their nipple skins, and they come out as adults. They harden off for a little bit, and so they're ready to fly. They fly up to the treetop. The males start to sing. It's only the males that sing, and that's that really loud noise that you hear. We call it singing or chorusing, and that's how the males attract the females.
Okay, then obviously nature takes its course. They create new life, and that new life falls back to the ground where they go underground, and then the cicadas die. It's not a very pleasant lifespan.
They live 17 years.
No, it's not. I mean, you think about it, they're down in the ground for 17 years. They come up, and once they're adults, they only live about 2 to 4 weeks as an adult. So they've got to get all of the rest of their life squeezed into just those 2 to 4 weeks.
The rest of their life squeezed into those 2 to 4 weeks. These same assholes will insist babies cannot feel pain or remember things. You don't exist before such and such a date. You realize how stupid what they're saying is fruit fly lives about a day. These things live, how long did they say? Right.
Eat a cicada, lots of animals, foxes, squirrels, dogs. People worry about their pets, lots of things. And fortunately, cicadas emerge, the periodical cicadas emerge in such large numbers, from the millions to the trillions. And there are reports of up to 1.5 million cicadas per acre. But they have this defense called predator satiation, which is these huge numbers that they emerge in, which means all the predators, anybody who wants, and anything that wants to eat a cicada can eat their belly full, and there will still be enough cicadas left to keep the populations going.
Then whatever you just called it is made up. That's just sheer numbers.
The push to lift those patents, of course, is to get more vaccines into widespread distribution and production. Moderna this morning is looking at quarterly profit as it saw $1.4 billion in revenue coming in from vaccine sales in the latest quarter. But again, the share prices of Pfizer and Moderna down right now by 3.5% in pre-market action. Rest of the market's looking okay. We're coming into the session this morning with the Dow at a record high and look to build on that by about 50 points in the opening trades. The TSX is coming off a gain of 122. Shares of Magna International will be in the spotlight as Magna saw a big jump in profit in its latest quarter with a rebound in auto parts production and a huge sales gain in China specifically. And Magna is poised potentially to see its share price jump to a record high in the early trade this morning. Earnings from Cineplex showing the effects of the COVID-19 related restrictions on the theater industry. It saw its ticket sales down 96% in the latest quarter and a loss of close to $88 million. Price for oil right now down 35 cents at 65 1/4. Our dollar's up a fifth of a cent, 81.71 cents US. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
The car today a much better way. Visit OntarioCars.ca.
Listen here, my friend, and I'll offer a little advice. Why scour the city looking for a used or new car when you can easily visit OntarioCars.ca and find a large selection to choose from? Couldn't be simpler. No clutter, just cars. There's all-in pricing from our trusted sellers too, and all purchases are protected by a compensation fund. Find your gem at OntarioCars.ca.
OntarioCars.ca. What do guests think of Tim's new vanilla cream cold brew coffee?
It's like smooth
Velvety smooth. Tim's new cold brew coffee. Enjoy trying it. Enjoy describing it. It's time for Tim's at participating restaurants in Canada.
Our meteorologist Jill Taylor's latest forecast calling for sunshine this morning, then clouds increasing for the afternoon. On our way to a 680 News guaranteed high of 14 degrees. Right now, 4 degrees with sunshine. 680 News time, 7:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
It's Thursday, May 6th. Good morning. I'm Catherine Jette.
I'm Paul Cook. Here's what's making news right now.
A vaccine fire hose opens on the COVID hotspot of Peel Region today, with all adults now able to book appointments for shots. Elsewhere in Ontario, people 50 and over can start booking as of today.
Canada starts vaccinating kids for COVID, green-lighting Pfizer. The shots start today in the Northwest Territories for those 12 and over, while Ontario is still planning. The city is opening up thousands more vaccine appointments, and if you live in a Toronto hotspot, plenty of pop-ups for you today.
Fatal crash in Brampton. A woman is struck and killed by an oncoming car after getting out of a vehicle stopped in a live lane. The Blue Jays with 7 runs in the final 2 innings in a comeback win over the A's. Plus, George Springer is back on the injured list. Sports at 45.
Blank screens, big losses for Cineplex in the latest quarter. Magna International seeing big growth out of China on its auto parts production. Dow futures up 30 points. Business at 56. 680 News time, 7:31.
Time for 680 News traffic and weather together on the ones. Up we go to Chopper 680. Here's Jordan Kerr.
A couple of issues on the 401 east and westbound. So westbound on the 401 approaching Stevenson, the left lane's blocked off with a crash. It's jammed approaching Harmony, and unfortunately one of the main alternates is closed off for a stretch. Bloor Street in Oshawa is closed off between Ritson and Wilson, so that's not a good alternate, unfortunately. Unfortunately, there's just not a lot of other ones. You may have to take Olive or go up to Highway 2. Those are going to get busy and rejoin at Stevenson. It looks like we have another issue on the westbound 401 by Victoria Park and the Express. It is getting really heavy westbound on the 401 from Kennedy to Victoria Park in the Express. Not bad in the collectors, so take the collectors through there. On the eastbound 401, the ramp to the northbound 410 has the right lane blocked up with a crash. Now it's slow going east on the 401 from east of the Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road. Then delays from the 427 to the 400, Express and collectors. And just an update westbound on the 401, that issue at Victoria Park at the Express, it's blocking 2 right lanes, so only 2 left lanes are getting by. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Still busy on the eastbound Gardner if you're heading into downtown from east of Park Lawn to east of Dufferin. Southbound 404 down Valley's not bad. Watch out for closure of Derry in Mississauga. East of Winston Churchill from Shelter Bay to Glen Erin for a collision. If you've been injured, Diamond & Diamond is in your corner. See why so many clients have referred their friends and family back to Diamond & Diamond. Call 1-800-567-HURT for your free consultation. Next report at 7:41, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Enjoy the sunshine this morning. Showers return, especially late tonight. Right now, mainly sunny, 4 degrees at Pearson, 6 at 680 News. Our guaranteed high, 14.
680 News Time, 7:33.
Shots for everyone. That is the story in Peel Region, where all adults, anyone 18 and up, can book a COVID vaccine appointment this morning. And province-wide, many more of us are eligible to sign up for the jab as well.
Kevin Meisner joins us live from Queen's Park with the latest. Kevin.
Well, Paul, we can expect an absolute flood of traffic to the province's booking portal this morning in about a half an hour, as a matter of fact, as people 50 and over can now start making their appointments for COVID shots at mass vaccination clinics. In Peel Region, eligibility will be further broadened to include all adults. Anyone 18 and over can book, not just those in hotspots. In fact, a yellow banner across the top of the Peel Region COVID information page already reads, "Our vaccine booking line is currently experiencing an extremely high call volume." Now, Peel Region is getting 50% of Ontario's vaccine allotment for 2 weeks, but Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie wants that to extend, or wants the province to extend that.
Because clearly the rest of the province can't get back to normal until we address the spread of the virus here in Peel, and we can't do that unless we have an adequate and steady, reliable stream of supply of the vaccine.
Now, Peel Region alone accounts for 20% of all COVID cases in Ontario. Brampton, with its large population of essential workers, has a test positivity rate of over 22%. That's double the Ontario rate. Now, workplace vaccination clinics also open today at the large Amazon facilities in Brampton and Caledon, and the province hopes to have 15 mobile clinics in total targeting workplaces across the GTA in the coming weeks, and that includes Peel, York Region, and in Toronto. Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News Time, 7:34. It's a big step towards getting kids safely back to the classroom. Canada is the first country in the world outside of a clinical trial to give the Pfizer vaccine to children. 680's Jamie Pulford joins us live with where the rollout gets started today. Jamie.
Yeah, Catherine, and it's being called a major milestone in this pandemic as Canada starts vaccinating kids against COVID. Health Canada just approved the Pfizer vaccine for those 12 and over. Some spots are not wasting any time with that age group rolling up their sleeves starting today in the Northwest Territories, specifically in Yellowknife. Alberta is also getting right to it starting Monday, according to Premier Jason Kenney.
When vaccines started trickling into Alberta just before Christmas, we had this day in mind, the day that we knew we could begin vaccinating pretty much everyone.
Manitoba starts in just over 2 weeks. BC hopes to start before the end of June. In Ontario,
we've already been in discussions with the Minister of Education to make sure that we can start as soon as possible.
Health Minister Christine Elliott says vaccines could be administered through schools with both doses given before the next school year, but she did not give a specific timeline. Reporting live, Jamie Pulford, 680 News.
680 News Time, 7:36. The city's opening up thousands more vaccine appointments, and if you live in a Toronto hotspot, plenty of pop-ups for you today. 680's Laura Carney joins us live with the latest. Laura.
And Paul, the city of Toronto is making available 60,000 additional vaccine appointments for dates in June, between June 7th and the 13th. The city says its clinics are almost fully booked through the end of May. But could we see Toronto do what's happening in Peel Region? Mayor John Tory on Breakfast Television.
We only allocate and make appointments for vaccine that we are certain to have. because what we don't want to do is make an appointment and have to cancel it.
Now, don't be discouraged by the nearly full city-run clinics because there are still a ton of vaccine availability for those in the city's hotspots, with a number of pop-ups providing same-day shots. The one at Woodbine Racetrack, which opens at 10 o'clock, is open for all of those living in city hotspot postal codes. In North York, a pop-up will open at 11 o'clock at Habitat Arena for specific postal codes. In Scarborough, Warden Hilltop Community Center hosting a pop-up. That one opens at 8 o'clock, and this one is also open for all those living in Toronto hotspot postal codes. There is also one for the M1T and M1W postal codes. That one's taking place at Lamoureux Collegiate Institute. It opens at 9 o'clock. Tickets are being handed out ahead of time. All of these details are at 680news.com. Reporting live, Laura Carney, 680 News.
680 News Time 6:37. A child has died in hospital after being found in medical distress in a Brampton home. Police were called to the home near Countryside Drive and Torbram Road around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. The child was rushed to hospital but was later pronounced dead. Police say it appears to have been a tragic accident.
680 News Time 7:38. A deadly reminder in Brampton of the dangers of getting out of a stopped vehicle in a live lane of traffic. 680's Carl Hansky joins us live from the scene of the tragedy at Winston Churchill and Steeles with the story. Carl.
Paul, the speed limit on the stretch of Winston Churchill north of Steeles is 60 kilometers an hour, but residents say 80 to 100 is the norm.
I don't feel safe on it.
Would you stop your car in a live lane and get out?
No.
But Peel police say that's what happened around 12:15 this morning.
It appears that this vehicle had made a stop in a live lane, put their four ways on. A passenger had exited the vehicle to retrieve something from the vehicle, and unfortunately there's another vehicle. They didn't see that this vehicle had stopped and had rear-ended this vehicle.
The 26-year-old female passenger who stepped out to retrieve something from the back seat or trunk ended up pinned underneath the oncoming car. She was killed instantly. Reporting live on Winston Churchill near Steeles in Brampton, Carl Hansky, 680 News.
680 News Time 7:39. Tom Wilson has been the talk of the hockey world after not being suspended for actions against the New York Rangers on Monday. And as our Simon Bennett tells us, last night's rematch got nasty.
Washington's Tom Wilson got, in the view of many, overly rough with a couple of Rangers players on Monday. He wasn't suspended, setting the tone for last night's rematch.
Here we go. Now the face-off. 3 fights simultaneously.
3 fights of the opening face-off. Wilson wasn't on the ice for that, but he was moments later.
Here's the booze from the crowd. Smith goes right after Wilson.
In total, 141 penalty minutes on the evening. Meanwhile, TJ Oshie playing a day after losing his father. The Capitals with the word coach on their helmets in his honor. And Oshie did this in the Capitals' victory.
TJ Oshie with the hat trick.
Oshie in tears on the bench after that. Teammate Nick Dow.
Trying to be there for him and take care of him, and then he ends up taking care of us and leaving us.
I'm Simon Bennett.
680 News Time 7:40.
Introducing to DeWalt's 20-volt max system, the new professional range of outdoor power tools. Power through tall, thick grass with the 2x20-volt max brushless push mower, featuring 2 20-volt max 10-amp-hour batteries, covering up to 75 minutes of runtime on a single charge. The high-performance DeWalt universal attachment 60-volt max DeWalt string trimmer and edger kit converts to a brush cutter, pole saw, and more. Attachments sold separately. Available at the Home Depot and independent retailers.
Still to come on 680 News, collisions on the westbound 401 approaching Stevenson and at Victoria Park in the Express. We'll have traffic and weather together.
This is 680 News.
As Desjardins agents, we take the time to get to know you, because the more we know, the better advice we can give. So your vintage vinyl collection, the original Bentwood Lounger, the 1963 solid body guitar with double cutaway, triple humbuckers, and whammy bar, rock on, rock star, we've got you covered.
Switch and save up to 35% on home insurance when you bundle with auto. Get a quote at DesjardinAgents.com. Desjardins Insurance. Home, auto, life. Exclusions and conditions apply.
If you're driving less these days, I've got good news and bad news. Good news, you're saving on gas. Bad news, a vehicle that sits may develop issues. Good news, the All-In Spring event has you covered. Receive a free seasonal tire changeover and brake inspection with the purchase of Peace of Mind maintenance service. Plus, get $20 off Mopar or Magneti Morelli brakes when you sign up for Mopar exclusives. And buy 3 tires, get the 4th free. See your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer for details. We built it, we know it.
680 News Time, 7:41.
Time for 680 News traffic and weather together on the ones for Global Story Network. Up we go to Chopper 680. Here's Jordan Kerr.
A handful of issues on the 401 east and westbound. So westbound 401, a bit of good news. That issue approaching Stevenson's clear, but it's really heavy approaching Harmony, slow going through Stevenson, and that volume's just going to filter through the rest of Durham. So it's going to be a slow drive getting out of Oshawa and Whitby for the next little bit because of that. We have an ongoing issue west 401 at Victoria Park in the Express. 2 right lanes blocked off with the crash. It's involving a transport truck. It's jammed up from west of McCowan in the Express. Here in the Collectors, it's slightly better, but getting busier and busier. Delays west of McCowan in the Collectors and Ward into Victoria Park in the Collectors. Then the slow Mavis Express to approaching Mississauga Road. On the eastbound 401, we have the ramp to northbound 410, right lane blocked off with the crash. Emergency crews are on scene. Now, eastbound 401 is slow going before you hit that from Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road. Then slow on the ramp to the northbound 410 where that right lane's blocked off. Then it's slow from the 427 to the 400 Express and Collectors. Another delay east of the 400 in the Collectors. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Just one other minor issue. Northbound 404 ramp to Finch. The left lane's been blocked out for debris cleanup. No delay on this route. The south 404 is a bit busy through Shepherd and the Collectors to the 401 ramps, but the DVP's moving well. And we still have eastbound Gardner volume east to Parkland to Dufferin. May have a collision in Brampton, southbound Highway 10 at Old School, lane blocked with a crash. It looks like it's heavy on the approach. We've also got a partial closure eastbound of Bloomington in Richmond Hill, approaching Bayview. The 2 lanes are blocked. We have emergency crews on scene. Traffic's getting past in the center turn lane. Number 99 celebrates Show 99. Join Wayne Gretzky and the boys this week on the Suspendables podcast on suspendables.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Next report at 7:51, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Well, it's a cool morning for us, but plenty of sunshine for a good portion of the day. Our guaranteed high, 14 degrees. That's below average, though. The average high about 17. Clouds increase this afternoon. We'll be back into the showers, especially late tonight. 5 degrees for the low. And tomorrow, showers and quite cool, only 9. Right now, sunshine 4 at Pearson 6 at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high, 14.
680 News Time, 7:44.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Mike Epple at the 680 Business Center. How's it look now, Mike?
Pretty good ball. Dow futures still up by 40 points. Could see another record at the start of the trading session this morning. The price for oil down, pulling back from yesterday's multi-year peak, down 44 cents at 65.19. Gold is up $8 at $1,792 an ounce. Pre-market, I'm looking at shares of cryptocurrency-related stocks moving to the upside as we're seeing a bounce for Bitcoin, another gain for Ethereum in the early trade this morning. The Canadian dollar climbing too. It's up by 1/5 of a cent, 81.67 cents U.S. at the Business Center. I'm Mike Epple.
Think that investment fees are all that matter? Sometimes the quest for wealth isn't so simple. Learn the true value of advice at dynamic.ca/advice.
Still to come on 680 News.
Celebrating the heroes of this pandemic. Happy National Nurses Day.
This is 680 News.
Streams of Truth, brought to you by Sportsnet Now.
Do you feel trapped with unreliable illegal sports streams? Stuck in the glitchy, pixelated wasteland of pirated sports? Well, the freedom that you deserve is now. With Sportsnet Now, all you need is an internet connection, and you too can stream the game wherever your imagination takes you.
Live stream sports with Sportsnet Now, starting at $9.99. Visit snnow.ca for details.
The spring blowout sale has been held over at Dodge Garage Doors. Save hundreds of dollars on Dodge, the most reviewed, best reviewed, highest rated garage doors on the market. Consumer's Choice Award winners 21 years in a row. And now, huge savings on Dodge's exclusive top quality garage doors. Don't wait. Call now. The spring blowout sale has been held over for a limited time only at Dodge Garage Doors.
DODDS. No one does it better than Dodge does. No one.
Toronto's news now. This is 680 News.
Should see some clouds this afternoon. A 680 News guaranteed high of 14 degrees. Good morning. I'm Catherine Jeté.
I'm Paul Cook. Here are the top stories this Thursday morning.
A big day in the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Province-wide, people 50 and older and essential workers can book a shot starting this morning. And in Peel region, bookings open up to everyone 18 and older.
Canadian kids are among the first to get vaccinated against COVID-19 after the Pfizer shot was approved for children as young as 12. Middle schoolers in Yellowknife roll up their sleeves today, while those in this province will likely have to wait till summer.
In Brampton, a young woman has died after she got out of a vehicle, stopped in a live lane of traffic, and was hit by another car. It happened overnight at Winston Churchill and Steeles.
For these and other stories, go to 680news.com.
Time now for 680 Sports.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Simon Bennett.
Well, it was a late-inning comeback win for the Blue Jays last night. Down a run until they exploded for 5 runs in the 8th, 2 more in the 9th. The Jays ending their mini 2-game slide with a 9-4 win. No George Springer, who is now back on the injured list. His quad strain re-aggravated. Hung-Jing Ryu returns to the mound on getaway day against Oakland, 3:30 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet. John Means, the first single pitcher to throw a no-hitter for the Orioles since 1969. Orioles over the Mariners 6-0. The Capitals and Rangers combining for 141 penalty minutes. A follow-up after Tom Wilson wasn't suspended for his actions on Monday. TJ Oshie's hat-trick giving the Capitals the 4-2 win. The Rangers firing President John Davidson and GM Jeff Gordon pre-game. Chris Drury replacing both of them. The Maple Leaf back in action as they host Montreal tonight. That's at 7. Massive game for the Raptors tonight. Washington 3 games up and 10th in the play-in spot after losing to the Bucks. The Raptors host those Wizards tonight in Tampa, 7:30 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet 1. Sportsnet 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 7:48.
So, our mortgage approval is done?
Great news. The bank has approved you at a 1.55% rate.
What the what? That's way too high. Butler Mortgage is 1.15%.
Well, it cannot be the same as our bank's mortgage.
It's totally the same. 5-year variable rate, same features, no fees, 1.15%. I'm switching to Butler Mortgage. Enough of making the banks rich.
License number 12118, high ratio variable rate, APR 1.16%.
You ever had a dream? You're in your basement and you find a door that leads to another room in your basement, and then another door, and another, and you have like 4 rooms in your basement? AGM Renovations. Make your dream come true. AGM could turn your basement into a man cave, in-law suite, playroom, home office, home gym, whatever, in just 3 weeks. Call now and get $5,000 off. AGMRenovations.com. And we do kitchens too.
680 News Time, 7:49. India has broken a single-day record for COVID-19 cases and deaths with more than 412,000 new infections, nearly 4,000 deaths. The top scientific advisor is warning a third wave is inevitable. CNN's Vedika Sood is in Delhi with more.
According to that study and projections, what this essentially means is we're 20 million plus right now, and those numbers could be double and more by June 11. That also means that the deaths that we're facing right now, the highest that India has ever seen in a 24-hour period, will be almost double. Now, if there is a partial lockdown, according to this projection, those numbers could come down. So if there's a 15-day lockdown, those numbers will come down. If there's a 1-month lockdown, those projection numbers will come down further. But the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made it amply clear as of now that there will be no national lockdown.
The Indian government denies reports it has been slow in distributing life-saving supplies from abroad. Demand for medical oxygen has increased 7-fold since last month. 680 News Time, 7:50.
Attention passengers, this is your captain speaking. Looks like we have a full cabin today.
Really, Dad?
We're expecting a pretty smooth trip. Our crew will be handing out snacks shortly. Stand by.
Dad, stop.
The 2021 Ford Explorer, with available seating for up to 7 and standard intelligent 4-wheel drive. It's travel redefined. Right now, get 1.99% APR purchase financing for up to 72 months on most new 2021 Explorer models. For details, contact your Toronto area Ford dealer or visit Ford.ca.
I just want to be independent. I've spent my whole life moving. I'm not stopping now. It would be so nice to get out again. I definitely want to continue doing things for myself.
This Mother's Day, show Mom you're listening. At Evolution Walkers, we offer the safest, most versatile walkers on the market. Foldable, lightweight, and customized to suit Mom's lifestyle and needs. Visit evolution.ca. Evolution Walkers, with you every step of the way.
680 News time 7:51. Time for 680 News traffic and weather together on the ones for medicalert.ca. Up we go to Chopper 680. Here's Jordan Kerr.
A number of issues on the 401. So West 401, first of all, busy from approaching Harmony towards Stevenson because of earlier problems. And we have two crashes on the westbound 401 pretty close to each other. Approaching Kennedy in the Express, the left lane's blocked up with a new crash. It's jammed up for McCowan in both Express and Collectors. Then at Victoria Park in the Express, we have two right lanes blocked up with a crash. It's backed up on west of Kennedy in both Express and Collectors. So two crashes along the stretch causing heavy delays. They want to take Shepherd as an alternate. On the eastbound 401, delays from Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road. And looking down at problems on the ramp from the eastbound 401 to northbound 410. It's down to just a single lane because of this crash. Traffic squeezing by on the left-hand side. Lots of emergency crews are on scene. So it's really heavy on the eastbound 401 ramp to the 410. Then east 401 is slow from the 427 to the 400, Express and Collectors. And the delay east of the 400 in the Collectors. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawkey.
Now we have delays on the eastbound QE and Gardner. The QEW is in fact busy in both directions by the Ford plant because we have construction crews on the left shoulder. So minor delays each way, not too bad. Eastbound Gardner send busy east to Parkland to east to the Humber Bridge. And again by the exhibition grounds. The ramp to Jarvis is actually looking pretty good despite the construction near the end of it. Northbound Jarvis closed from Queens Quay up to the Esplanade for maintenance. Also in Richmond Hill, eastbound Bloomington approaching Bayview, just the center turn lane getting by because of a collision. And we had reports of a crash in Caledon, southbound on Highway 10 at Old School, causing a jam up. Give your loved ones a voice even when you can't be there. Ensure their vital information is always ready and accessible with a Medical Alert bracelet. Sign up today at medicalert.ca. Next report at 8:01, and with the extended forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Well, cool temperatures this morning, but so nice to have the sunshine. The clouds will increase this afternoon, and then we'll get back into some wet weather, especially late tonight. Guaranteed high 14, 5 for the low, showers and more showers on and off for tomorrow. Quite cool, too. The high only 9 degrees on Friday. Highs on the weekend near 12. There's a chance of showers Saturday, but looking pretty good for the most part for Sunday, Mother's Day. And if you're looking for some temperatures in the 20s, hopefully by the May long weekend, but more so towards the end of the month. Right now, it's only 4 degrees, mainly sunny at Pearson 6 at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high, 14.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Bellier Brothers. Bellier Brothers, proudly heating, cooling, and providing air quality for Toronto homes. To have your furnace or boiler serviced, call on Bellier, 416-425-1200.
Coming up at 8 o'clock, 50 plus across the province, 18 plus in Peel region, just minutes away from being able to book vaccines.
680 News Time, 7:54.
We designed the Scotiabank Ultimate Package to help you do more of the things you want. Save more with a savings rate of up to 1.8%. Spend more with unlimited Interac e-transfer transactions. Invest more with 10 free equity trades at Scotia iTrade. And smile more with a $300 welcome bonus. It's the all-in-one bank account that helps you do more. Conditions apply. Rate is for a limited time and varies by savings period. Visit scotiabank.com/ultimate300. Scotiabank.
Happy National Nurses Day. And during a pandemic, of course, today it's a little different. Our Jeff Verhoeven has more.
Yeah, according to the official website for National Nurses Day, today is a day to raise awareness of all nurse contributions and commitments and acknowledge the vital role nurses play in society. Social media celebrating today already. One person tweeting, a nurse is basically a superhero in scrubs. A doctor posting, if you look at the data, it's not the ratio of doctors to patients that's correlated with survival. It's the ratio of nurses to patients. And a bunch of people saying today is the day to spoil them. So from everyone here at 680 News, we see you. We see the long, stressful hours you put in. We see you putting your own health at risk for us and our loved ones. Thank you, nurses, for standing on the front lines for all of us, especially during all of this. I'm Jeff Verhoeven.
Coming up in 60 seconds, Canadian telecom companies just unveiled a $50 billion infrastructure spending plan. We'll have the business report.
680 News Time, 7:55.
Hiring can be challenging, but ZipRecruiter makes it fast and easy. We talked to Monica Starks, who needed to hire for a pivotal role at her company, GS Group.
As the owner of a construction company, finding the right people is a very difficult task. So I use ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology identifies the right people for your job and actively invites asks them to apply, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada. Monica did, and that's how she found Lamont, her new project superintendent.
The job is so perfect for me. I had a career breakthrough. I would have never found this job if it wasn't for ZipRecruiter.
At ZipRecruiter, we've hired everyone from accountants to project managers to field scientists. With ZipRecruiter, we get hiring results.
Statewide, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada. That's ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada. ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada.
Now the 6 City News Business Report. Here is Mike Ethel.
Major multi-billion-dollar spending plan just being unveiled this morning, Catherine, by TELUS, which says it is adding $54 billion in infrastructure and operational spending over the next 3 years, and in the process creating 38,000 jobs across the country. What it's doing here is expanding its infrastructure for 5G technology. Says it's going to be bringing that to 529 new urban and rural communities by the end of the year, and expanding it that much further over the next 3 years through to 2024. We'll track TELUS share price on the TSX coming up today, and the other telcos for possible reaction. TELUS starts today at $25.85, coming off a gain of 16 cents. Bay Street also has a spotlight on insurance companies. After better than forecast results from Manulife and Sun Life, both companies benefiting from the rising yields in the bond market. Manulife seeing big business in Asia right now. The company reporting a profit that more than doubled from a year ago. Sun Life, same thing, and revenues on the rise as well. Also looking at bank stocks, some of them at 52-week highs or close to it this morning ahead of the big bank earnings season. The Dow futures right now, it's up by 40 points. We're coming off a record-breaking closing high for the blue chips on Wednesday. The TSX was up 122. We have, of course, been watching the price for gas go up to almost $1.34 per liter as of this morning here in the GTA. It is expected to fall by a penny at midnight tonight, according to the early bird forecast from Enpro. The wholesale price for gasoline remains elevated at $2.13 per gallon. Crude oil this morning down 32 cents at $65.31 a barrel. Gold is up $10 at $17.94 an ounce. Our dollar is up another fifth of a cent at a 3-year high, 81.68 cents U.S. at the Business Center. I'm Mike Ethel.
It was likely a mom who said life is not a dress rehearsal. And this Mother's Day, the one day dedicated to moms, is your chance to show her how grateful you are. Moms are the rock, the glue, the heart and soul of any family unit. Don't let Mother's Day go by without showing Mom how much she means with a pair of light gold Tears of Joy earrings from Spence for $1.99. As priceless as Mom is, she's more than worth it. Spence Diamonds. Find us in Vaughan, Scarborough, and Mississauga.
With all that's going on these days, let good food help make life a little easier. Get $80 off the #1 meal kit in Canada and free contactless delivery directly to your door with fresh, fun, and delicious recipes for every palate in your household. We're making mealtime easier and safer than ever before. Get $40 off your first 2 orders at Good Food. That's $80 in savings. Go to makegoodfood.ca to redeem your offer with the gift code GF80. Offer valid for a limited time for new members only.
In downtown Toronto, it's a blue sky, 6 degrees. 6 City News is CFTR AM Toronto. It's 8 o'clock.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
It's Thursday, May 6th. Good morning. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jeté. Here's what's making news right now.
The region of Peel looks to douse its COVID fire. Starting today, anyone 18 and over can book vaccine appointments across Ontario. Booking opens this morning for people 50 and over.
A pandemic milestone as Canada starts vaccinating kids 12 and over with the Pfizer COVID shot. The Northwest Territories starts today. It could be more like summer for Ontario. More vaccines, more appointments. Toronto's opening up thousands more spots for next month. If you don't want to wait, plenty of pop-ups for those in the city's hotspots.
A young woman is run over and killed in Brampton when she gets out of a car stopped in a live lane on Steeles near Winston Churchill.
Still without George Springer, the Blue Jays coming back to beat Oakland last night. And we'll talk about that ugly Capitals-Rangers rematch, Sports at 15.
TELUS unveils a
multi-billion-dollar spending plan on infrastructure. Company says it will create over 30,000 jobs. Dow futures signaling more records for Wall Street coming up today. Business at 26.
680 News Time, 8:01.
Traffic and weather together on the ones. Let's get airborne. Shopper 680, Jordan Kerr.
That's a messy drive on the westbound 401. First of all, West 401 is busy west of Stevenson, on and off to west of Brock Street because of earlier problems. And then the fun begins. Westbound 401, west of McCowan and the Express. We have a truck sitting on the right shoulder for now. May have a lane blocked off later. What happened was the truck slammed on its brakes. The load went into the back of the cab. So that's going to be a situation. Westbound 401 approaching Kennedy in the Express. That crash is gone. But West 401 at Victoria Park in the Express, 2 right lanes are still blocked off with another crash. So West 401 is awful from Nielsen and the Collectors approaching Markham Road Express to Victoria Park. I really advise to take an alternate like westbound Shepherd, literally anything else. Eastbound 401, slow Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road. And on the ramp to the northbound 410, the right lane is blocked with a crash. Only the left lane getting through. Crews are on scene, but it's really slow taking that ramp. You can still get by though. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, fairly minor delays into downtown. South 404, a little busy heading for the 401 ramps. Then the DVP busy through Lawrence. Eastbound Gardner is slow over the Humber Bridge and by the exhibition grounds. On city streets, we've got eastbound Bloomington approaching Bayview. Only the center turn lane open because of a collision. In Mississauga, Derry was closed Winston Churchill to Glen Aaron for a collision investigation. Next report, 8:11, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Oh, just a lovely start to our day. Clouds increase this afternoon and then showers, especially late tonight. Right now, mainly sunny. 4 at Pearson, 6 at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high, 14.
680 News Time, 8:03.
Peel Region residents who've been waiting months to roll up your sleeves, it is finally your turn. Starting at 8 o'clock this morning, everyone 18 and older in the region can book a COVID-19 vaccine.
It comes on the same day. Adults over 50 and essential workers in the rest of the province can schedule their appointments. 680's Kevin Meisner joins us live from Queen's Park with the story. Kevin.
Yeah, Catherine, this is a major step toward bringing Ontario's COVID case count under control and easing that crushing demand on our healthcare system. Peel Region only has 10% of Ontario's population, but makes up 20% of this province's COVID-19 cases. Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie says people living in other areas outside of Peel need to know why the region is now a priority for vaccination.
I want everyone outside of a hotspot like Peel to understand that we're holding the rest of you up. We're holding up the province right now from getting their lives back to normal.
So as people 18 and over in Peel Region as of this hour can start booking their shots this morning, across the rest of Ontario, the eligibility this hour now includes people 50 and over. Also today, booking is open to anyone with a high-risk medical condition, as well as most essential workers, including those who can't work from home, and that includes teachers, childcare workers, and food processing and warehouse workers. In fact, starting today, clinics are open on-site for the workers at Amazon at the distribution centers in Brampton and Caledon. And Ontario's goal is to have 65% of all adults jabbed with their first dose of COVID-19 vaccine by the end of this month. At Queen's Park, Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:04. Some middle schoolers in this country about to become the first children in the world to receive the Pfizer vaccine outside of a clinical trial. Our Jamie Pulper joins us live with the latest a day after the shot was authorized for kids as young as 12. Jamie.
Yeah, and Paul, let's look at some numbers. More than a third of Canadians have had at least one vaccine dose. That's just over 13 million people. Starting today, kids will be adding to those numbers. Health Canada just authorized the Pfizer shot for those 12 years and over. And in the Northwest Territories, kids are getting those shots today. Alberta also rolling this out quickly.
This is a major milestone in our vaccine rollout, and it comes right when we need it most.
Premier Jason Kenney says the plan is to start Monday. Manitoba plans to start later this month. In BC, the goal is to get this going before the end of next month. And for Ontario,
fortunately, with the increased supply of vaccines that we're receiving, both Moderna and Pfizer, we wish to start that as soon as possible. So we are actively working through that right now.
Health Minister Christine Elliott says as soon as possible, but it seems more like summer with vaccines possibly being administered at schools. The goal is to have both doses given before the next school year, but nothing specific yet regarding a timeline.
Reporting live, Jamie Pulper, 680 News.
680 News time, 8:06. More vaccines means more appointments. Toronto's opening up thousands more spots, but if you want a shot today, there are plenty of pop-up options for those in the hot spots. 680's Laura Carney joins us live with more. Laura.
And Catherine, the city is opening up 60,000 vaccine appointments today for dates next month between June 7th and 13th. But why not more? Mayor John Tory says they only allocate and make appointments for vaccines they are certain to have.
I'll be interested to see how Peel deals with taking it all the way down to 18, knowing that they face the same supply issue we do.
Now, the city's clinics are almost fully booked through the end of May. These pop-up clinics, though, really great options for same-day shots with plenty of availability. A pop-up at Woodbine Racetrack, which opens at 10 today, is for all of those 18 and older living in any Toronto hotspot postal code. A pop-up happening again today at Dansview Arena. That is for specific postal codes. It opens at 9 o'clock. A couple of clinics taking place in Scarborough, one for the M1T and M1W postal codes at Lamoureux Collegiate Institute. It opens at 9 o'clock, but tickets are being handed out ahead of time. And there is also one just opening up this hour at Warden Hilltop Community Center. This is for people living, again, in all Toronto hotspot postal codes. You can get all of the details at 680news.com. Reporting live, Laura Carney, 680 News.
680 News time, 8:07. A split-second decision appears to have cost a young woman in Brampton her life. Our Carl Hansky joins us live from Winston Churchill and Steeles, where the woman stepped out of a car, stopped in a live lane overnight, only to be hit by a second vehicle. Carl.
Sorry, Paul. The young woman killed was a passenger in the vehicle that stopped in a live lane here on Winston Churchill north of Steeles, so she could get out and retrieve something from the trunk or the back seat. The residents say this is too dangerous a road to try that.
Not too safe. They even drive very close to the sidewalk.
And they go very fast.
Yes, they do.
Not a spot you want to get out of your car in a live lane.
No, definitely not.
The 26-year-old was hit from behind by an oncoming car that rear-ended the stop car. She ended up pinned underneath and was killed instantly. Police remind drivers not to stop in live lanes if possible. Find a driveway or a parking lot to pull off into, or even better, a gas station like the one just down the road here. Reporting live on Winston Churchill, New Steeles, and Brampton, Carl Hansky, 680 News.
680 News time, 8:08. With 4 games left before the playoffs, the Maple Leafs are back in action at home tonight against the Montreal Canadiens. Our Simon Bennett has a preview.
First, the injury update. Nick Foligno left Monday's game with an upper body injury and won't play tonight. Head coach Sheldon Keefe.
He's just day-to-day. I suspect he probably won't play on Saturday either.
If that practice is any indication, looks like Joe Thornton takes his spot on the first line. They had nice chemistry early in the season. Speaking of that first line, scores! Matthews in front of the goal! The next goal for Austin Matthews will be his league-leading 40th. Remarkable given that tonight is just game 49 in the season for him. His teammates watch in awe, just in awe.
It does reflect positively on the team, but I think it's more him powering the team than it is the other way around.
Game time against Montreal is tonight at 7. Meanwhile, Frederick Anderson's rehab continues. He will head to the Marlies and play in half of their game this afternoon. I'm Simon Bennett.
680 News time, 8:09.
Hi, Anthony Longo here with a hot tip. Our delicious hot bar is now full service. Yep, the tastiest foods prepared fresh in-store and served up for you, ready to take home. Or have them delivered by Uber Eats. And for just $10, you can get tasty meals like meatballs and pasta. Order in-store or online for takeout. It'll be the best $10 you'll spend all week, or next week, or the week after that. For quality that meets your family standards, trust ours. Longo's.
Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones, including a collision westbound 401 at Victoria Park Express, blocking 2 right lanes.
680 News time, 8:10.
If the kitchen is the heart of the home, then Gaggenau appliances are the soul of the kitchen. The kitchen without compromise demands built-in appliances designed to work together. Witness the timeless design of Gaggenau shine in a myriad of interior styles. Experience the difference with Gaggenau appliances at Appliance Canada. Call, click, or connect with our appliance experts now at appliancecanada.com. Appliance Canada, for your home, for your life.
When the sun is rising and the birds are chirping, there's no better way to start the day than a good old freshly milked Jet. And when it comes to car insurance, Only the most oblivious Jeffs get milked. Jeffs who never shop around. Freshly milked Jeff. Good to the last Jeff. Don't get milked on car insurance. Get a better rate and save an average of $676 with rates.ca.
6 City News Time, 8:11.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by 407 ETR. Airborne Chopper 680 Jordan Curve.
No good on the westbound 401. We have two issues that are causing big delays. West 401, west of McCowan and the Express. This is still just on the shoulder, but that may change. We had a truck slam its brakes as it was hitting the backup around here, and the load went into the cab. So not great. That's quite the situation. Waiting for crews to arrive to get that sorted out. And the big issue is West 401 at Victoria Park and the Express. Two right lanes are blocked up with a crash involving a transport truck. And westbound 401 is a little bit busy through Brock Street, then slow 412 towards Salem, and then jam from Nielsen Express and Collectors all the way to Victoria Park. It's horrible through the stretch. Definitely take an alternate. Westbound Shepherd, probably the better one right now, the easier one to get to. But depending on where you're coming from, just take anything going westbound other than the 401 between Nielsen and Victoria Park. A huge stretch. It's terrible. Westbound 401 then slow from Mavis Express to approaching Mississauga Road. On the eastbound 401, delays east of Winston Churchill, east of Mississauga Road. The issue on the ramps of the northbound 410 has been cleared. It's open now. It's moving well. The eastbound 401 is slow approaching Dixon to the 400 ramps. From the 680 traffic center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, just minor volume into downtown on the eastbound Gardner, Jamestown to about Strawn. And southbound 404 is just busy heading for the 401 ramps, but the DVP is moving well. Collision in Caledon, southbound Highway 10 at Old School has been cleared. We still have a closure in Mississauga of Derry from Winston Churchill to Glen Erin for a collision. And in Richmond Hill, eastbound Bloomington approaching Bayview, both lanes are blocked. Collision here, traffic is using the center turn lane to get past. 407 ETR is a proud partner of Credit Valley Conservation and the first corporate supporter of the GTA's Credit Valley Trail Project. 407 ETR for the things that matter most. Next report at 8:21, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
We are starting to warm up. We'll climb to about 14 for the guaranteed high. Below average, though, the average high is 17. Plenty of sunshine this morning. Clouds increase this afternoon, and then it's mainly late tonight. We get into the showers. 5 for the low, and showers on and off, and just 9 degrees for the high tomorrow. That's it. Right now, partly cloudy, 7 at 680 News and at Pearson. Today's guaranteed high, 14.
6 City News Time, 8:13.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Mike Ethel at the 6 City News Business Center. Mike.
And Catherine, good morning. We're watching markets hold steady in the early trade this morning. A little bit of a pullback for oil after hitting a multi-year high yesterday. It's down 41 cents this morning at 65.22. Wholesale gasoline prices coming off the peak as well. Gold is up $10. Again, renewed inflation threats lifting bullion to $1,795 an ounce. Wouldn't be surprised to see investors kind of hold steady today, because tomorrow we'll be getting the Canadian and U.S. jobs statistics for the month of April. That is seen as one of the biggest data points of the month. The Canadian dollar at 81.66 is up by 1/10 cent. The exchange rate now at $1.22.5 at the Business Center. I'm Mike Ethel.
You can't beat the benchmark if you are the benchmark. Dynamic Funds looks to the market for opportunities beyond the index. Learn more about active management at dynamic.ca.
Still ahead on 680 News, latest morning headlines, and
the small town of Listowel is making some big headlines, getting worldwide attention for its sign war.
6 City News Time, 8:14.
Welcome to McDonald's. Right now, every order of fries helps families with sick children.
In that case, we'll take all the fries.
A portion of the proceeds from all fries sold from April 20th to May 10th supports Ronald McDonald House Charities Canada.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and this spring we're talking about everything turning up green, like the grass on the ground.
At Coy Brothers, everything's turning up orange.
Orange? Are you talking Kubota, Bill?
Kubota zero-turn lawnmowers, tractors of all sizes, Kubota skid steers and excavators. We got lots for you to pick from.
And so many Kubota parts if you need them, from the largest Kubota dealer in Canada.
Right here in the GTA.
Don't be green with envy. Get an orange Kubota from Coy Brothers.
1919 Wilson Avenue, KOOYBROS.com.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather.
This is 680 News.
Sunny this morning, then clouds for the afternoon as we head to a 680 News guaranteed high of 14. Good morning. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Gitte. Here are the top stories right now.
It's a big day in Peel region starting at 8 this morning. Anyone 18 and older can book vaccine appointments. Province-wide, slots are opening for those 50 and up. Canada becomes the first country in the world to vaccinate children outside of clinical trials with the Pfizer shot. Starting today in the Northwest Territories, it'll likely be this summer for Ontario middle schoolers. And a young woman is struck and killed by another vehicle after stepping out of a stopped vehicle in a live lane in Brampton on Winston Churchill north of Steeles.
Time now for 680 Sports.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Simon Bennett.
Well, nice comeback win by the Blue Jays last night, erasing a 3-2 deficit in Oakland with 5 runs in the 8th and 2 more in the 9th for a 9-4 win over the A's. Again, no George Springer, who is back on the injured list with a re-aggravated quad strain. Hyun-Jin Ryu returns to the mound as they wrap the series today, 3:30 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet. With Tom Wilson not suspended after shenanigans of Monday, last night's Capitals-Rangers rematch was nasty. 3 fights off the opening face-off, 141 penalty minutes total. TJ Oshie with a hat-trick in his first game after the death of his father. Capitals double the Rangers 4-2. The Maple Leafs host Montreal at Scotiabank Arena. That goes to 7 tonight. The Wizards falling 135-134 to the Bucks. So now 3 games up on the Raptors for the 10th place play-in spot in the East. Toronto absolutely has to beat Washington tonight to have a chance of catching them. 7:30 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet 1. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 8:17.
When you call a Dell Technologies advisor, you get to talk to a real person who can provide tailored solutions that don't fit every small business, they fit yours. That's what it means to really listen. For solutions powered by Intel vPro platform, call an advisor at 310 Dell.
Paying off a mortgage is slow, but it doesn't have to be this slow. Tangerine starts you off with an easy online application and quick approval, and offers low upfront rates with the option of upping your regular payments and making lump sum prepayments of up to 25% each year. So paying off your mortgage can be really super fast. Whew. Well, at least faster. Tangerine. Forward banking.
What do guests think of Tim's new vanilla cream cold brew coffee?
It's like smooth, that's the vibe.
Velvety smooth.
Tim's new cold brew coffee. Enjoy trying it. Enjoy describing it. It's time for Tim's at participating restaurants in Canada.
680 News Time, 8:18.
Peel police say a child has died after being found in medical distress at a home in Brampton. Officers were called to a house near Countryside Drive and Torben Road around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. The child was rushed to hospital and later died. Police are awaiting the results of an autopsy, but say this appears to be a tragic accident. The Special Victims Unit is investigating. That unit handles incidents involving children 5 and younger. Durham police investigating a fatal 2-vehicle crash in Ajax. It happened near Salem and Rosslyn Roads around 6:30 last evening. Police say 2 people were pronounced dead, 2 others taken to a trauma center. It's unclear what caused the crash. To India now, where COVID-19 infections and deaths have hit another grim record. More than 412,000 new cases have been reported, nearly 4,000 deaths. As CNN's Vidika Sood reports, health officials say a 3rd wave is inevitable and the country must prepare.
That is happening at a time when we are in our 2nd wave. We're losing people. We've got the highest numbers globally, and even our death toll is the highest that India has ever seen to date. And that wasn't the only announcement. Finally, the health ministry came out to say, yes, there is a link between the Indian variant and in the last 1.5 months, the deaths and the numbers that you're seeing as far as the caseload is concerned. There is a link, but that has to be clinically correlated. This comes at a time when an institute in India itself has projected very staggering figures. They're saying by June 11, India could see 50 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 and almost double of its total fatalities.
Demand for medical oxygen in India has increased 7 times since last month as the country scrambles to set up large oxygen plants.
680 News Time, 8:20.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies like face masks, gloves, and thermometers. Hygienically launder your uniforms and keep you well stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.ca and get ready for the workday.
Northwood Mortgage.
So, how's your blood pressure? Pretty good? What if I said fixed or variable? 3 years or 5, 10, 25%, or maybe no down payment at all? Self-employed, bad credit, lots of consumer debt? So how's your pressure now? Yeah, pretty much what I thought. You want to make the most important financial decision of your life, and we want to help you make it, no matter what your finances are like. Northwood Mortgage, 416-969-8130, or visit us online at northwoodmortgage.com. License 10349.
6 City News Time 8:21.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by medicalert.ca. Up we go to Chopper 680. How's it look now, Jordan?
Flying over the 401 in the east end, and it does not look good here. Westbound on the 401, 2 issues in Scarborough while we're heading from Scarborough into Toronto proper. So West 401 west of McCowan in the Express, we have a vehicle on the right shoulder, a truck that has a shifted load. Unfortunately, that could be a while to get cleaned up. Luckily, it's just on the right shoulder for now. There is a tow on scene, but if MTO arrive, they'll block the right lane. The bigger issue is West 401 at Victoria Park in the Express. 2 right lanes blocked off of the crash. It looks as if they're going to be cleaning this up soon. Everything's hooked up to a tow. The westbound 401 is first of all slow from the 412 toward approaching Salem, and then just jammed up from Nielsen in both Express and Collectors to Victoria Park. It is terrible right now. Looking down at Shepherd as an alternate, it's not bad. Far better than the westbound 401, so try and take that if you can. On the eastbound 401, it's slow east of Winston Churchill, east of Mississauga Road, approaching Dixon to the 400 Express and Collectors, and a bunch up east of the 400 in the Collectors. With the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
A new problem on the eastbound Gardner east of Dufferin. The left lane blocked for the collision. It's jamming up quickly from the Humber Bridge to east of Dufferin, so make sure you take that ramp to the Lakeshore and Park Lawn and avoid that. The eastbound Lakeshore is moving well into downtown. No issues on the South 404 Don Valley, just a bit of volume heading for the 401 ramps, but that's all. If you're north on the 404, north of the 407, watch out for debris in the left lane, the base of a construction cone, so the MTO's on the way. Closure in Mississauga of Derry from Winston Churchill to Glen Erin for a crash. In Richmond Hill, eastbound Bloomington approaching Bayview, only the center turn lane getting by a collision here. Give your loved ones a voice even when you can't be there. Ensure their vital information is always ready and accessible with a Medical Alert bracelet. Sign up today at medicalert.ca. Next report at 8:31, and with the extended forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Well, so nice to see the sunshine this morning. We'll get back, though, into the clouds for the afternoon, and then showers, especially late tonight. The guaranteed high, 14 degrees, 5 for the low. Tomorrow, showers quite cool, only 9. And highs on the weekend, about 12 degrees. Chance of showers Saturday, but Sunday, Mother's Day, looking pretty good at this point, sun and cloud. Right now, partly cloudy, 7 degrees appears in sunny and 7 at 680 News. Our guaranteed high today, 14.
And because Jill did not miss the weather guarantee yesterday, the jackpot climbs to $10,500.
Coming up at 8:30, here comes the jab. As of this hour, every single adult in Peel Region can now book an appointment. Province-wide, everyone 50 and older.
680 News Time, 8:23.
Get ready to dip this May for our annual That's Samara Pizza for Kids. In support of Variety, the Children's Charity of Ontario.
50 cents from every dip will help kids like me stay active. I dip in fusion. Let's all dip for variety.
Ciao, I'm Dominic Finucci, inviting you to add a dip with your pizza and help make a difference.
This is 680 News, a small town northwest of Kitchener getting some international attention thanks to the creativity of business owners. Our Jeff Verhoeven tells us why.
Yeah, the BBC picked up this story about how businesses in Listowel are putting up signs outside their stores and going at other businesses in the most fun way. It started with Speedy Glass writing, "Hey Dairy Queen, want to start a sign war?" DQ replied with, "You bet your glass we do." And then a bunch of other places joined in, a local church making its front lawn sign read, "Hey DQ, our Sundays are the best." A funeral home writing, "Sign war with us? Grave mistake." And so on. There are signs from a sports store, the local fire department, a car and pet wash, and even the Agricultural Society. Every one of the signs is all good-natured. Well done, Listowel. I'm Jeff Verhoeven.
Drug company investors not feeling well about a plan to lift patents on new vaccine technologies. Business in 60 seconds.
680 News Time, 8:25.
Food deliveries, online shopping, and homeschooling. Mom, I can't log in. It never ends. We're juggling mortgage and credit cards, all without Tim's income. You wonder how we do it? We don't. We can't afford the payments. Somebody help us.
New Borrow will help. Use low interest rates and the rising equity in your home to refinance your mortgage and save thousands.
Use your home to get a loan with New Borrow.
Visit newborrow.com. License 13115.
Warm weather calls for the refreshing taste of Coors Seltzer. You can grab a 24-pack at the beer store for $44.95. Limited time, must be 18 plus.
680 News Time, 8:26.
Now the business report with Mike Apple. What's going on, Mike?
Well, I'm seeing a sell-off right now for shares of the big drug companies that have been at the forefront of vaccine development for COVID-19. Pfizer and Moderna, both down pre-market after the Biden administration floated the idea Wednesday about lifting the waiver of intellectual property protections, basically the patents that Pfizer and Moderna have on mRNA technology for COVID-19 vaccine development. Those companies say they put billions of dollars toward the vaccines and figure to use mRNA for future drug development, whether it's to treat cancer or HIV or things like that. And they say the patents need to be protected. The Biden administration is arguing ahead of the World Trade Organization that the lifting of the patents would allow for better access for other drug manufacturers, more manufacturing capabilities, and more shots in arms. Investors don't like the sounds of any of this. The shares of Pfizer right now down 3%. Moderna was down 5% yesterday. It's down another 7% so far this morning. We have the Dow futures steady a day after the Dow set a record high. Likely going to be a fairly calm day today for the overall benchmarks ahead of tomorrow's update on U.S. and Canadian jobs data for the month of April. The U.S. is likely to see upwards of 1 million jobs regained by the American economy last month. The Canadian statistics, not going to be very good. The forecast right now is for a drop of about 300,000 jobs. Price for oil coming off a multi-month high this morning, down 50 cents to 65.13. Wholesale gasoline down a couple of pennies. We will see a drop of 1 cent per liter at midnight tonight, according to the early bird forecast from Roger McKnight at Enpro, down to $1.33. Gas comes into the day this morning at its highest level in close to 3 years here in the GTA. Looking over earnings from Cineplex, the theater company, which boasts big screens, basically saw dark screens in the latest quarter. Ticket sales down 96%, and overall a loss of about $88 million. They're just waiting for the lights to go back on, the COVID-19 restrictions to be lifted, similar to what their counterparts in the U.S. have already seen. And American moviegoers are coming back, even though there haven't been a lot of blockbusters as of yet. The price for gold this morning is up $10 at $1,793. The Canadian dollar is up by 1/5 cent at 81.71 cents U.S. The exchange at $1.22.5. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
With the Daily Grand Lotto, you can win $1,000 a day for life.
Wait, every single day?
Yeah.
So I'd start liking Mondays?
Probably.
But everybody hates Mondays, so I'd suddenly be an outcast, living on the fringes of society, a bizarre Monday-loving weirdo.
But you'd get $1,000 every day for life.
Then TGIM, baby, and every other day, too.
The Daily Grand Lotto draws every Monday and Thursday. Buy tickets in store and online at olg.ca.
Shane Beckhigh's Leaside Manor luxury condo at 3 Southvale Drive is now registered and ready to move in. A few 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom and den, and 3 bedrooms with terraces are still available. Styled with impeccable finishes. Wish we had more. Make your appointment to tour the model suites at leasidemanor.ca. Again, that's leasidemanor.ca. Invest in Shane Beckhi.
Right now, we are at 7 degrees with sunshine in downtown Toronto. 680 News Time, 8:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
It's Thursday, May 6th. Good morning. I'm Catherine Jette.
I'm Paul Cook. Here's what's making news right now.
As of this morning, people 50 and over can start booking appointments for the COVID vaccine shot. In the Ontario hotspot of Peel Region, eligibility is wide open to people 18 and up.
The first COVID shots are going into kids' arms in Canada today. It starts with those 12 and over in the Northwest Territories, Alberta on Monday, and what about Ontario?
Thousands more appointments being made available at Toronto-run vaccine clinics, and it's another packed schedule for pop-ups and hotspot postal codes.
This is Carl Hansky on Winston Churchill, north of Steeles in Brampton. We're getting out of a car to grab something from the back. Cost a 26-year-old woman her life.
Blue Jays coming back to beat the A's last night. The Capitals-Rangers rematch got ugly, and a massive game for the Raptors tonight. Sports at 45.
Pharmaceutical stocks down pre-market on patent protection risks. TELUS puts big bucks toward 5G with a multi-billion-dollar spending plan. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 8:31.
Time for 680 News. Traffic and weather together on the ones for Don Valley North Toyota. We go to Chopper 680. Here's Jordan Kerr.
A poor drive on the westbound 401. We have issues west 401. First of all, west of McCowan and the Express on the right shoulder. A truck with a shifted load. A couple of tows are on scene, but no live lanes are blocked for now. We'll just keep an eye on this in case it escalates. Westbound 401 to Victoria Park and the Express. 2 right lanes are blocked off for crash cleanup. Transport truck involved. It looks like 2 other cars were involved as well. 1 car and the transport truck are hooked up to tows. One of the cars still needs to be hooked up, so we're waiting on that. Westbound 401 is jammed from Nielsen in both Express and Collectors all the way to Victoria Park. Really heavy. I'll take westbound Shepherd as an alternate. There is single lane construction on Shepherd between McCowan and Markham Road, but even with that, it's better than the 401, and the delay isn't too bad. On the eastbound 401, it's slow east of Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road and east of the 427 to the 400 Express and Collectors. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawkeye.
The eastbound Gardner's jammed because of problems east of Dufferin. The left lane is blocked for the collision, so really heavy east of Park Lawn to east of Dufferin. Take that ramp to the Lakeshore at Park Lawn to avoid that. Southbound 404, busy south of Finch into the Collectors to the 401 ramps. 2 spots of debris northbound in the 404. North of the 407, base of a construction cone in the left lane. And then approaching Elgin Mills, tire debris across all lanes with the truck responsible on the shoulder. So MTO heading to both. The issue on the southbound 427 on the ramp to Dundas, only 1 lane of traffic getting by a collision here, and it's heavy on the ramp. It's the 24 Days of May sales event and Toyota Rent Tag Days at Don Valley North Toyota. Get lease or finance rates from 0% on select models. Visit DonValleyNorthToyota.com. Next report at 8:41, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Plenty of sunshine for us this morning. Clouds increase this afternoon. Wet weather returns tonight. Right now, sunshine 7 at 680 News, and at Pearson, the guaranteed high 14.
680 News Time, 8:33.
Let's go, Ontario. The dream of a return to pre-pandemic life is one step closer to reality today as more people become eligible to book their COVID-19 shots. Across the province, essential workers and people 50 and older. And in Peel Region, everyone over the age of 18.
Our Kevin Meisner joins us live this morning from Queen's Park with a closer look at the new groups eligible for shots starting this morning. Kevin.
And Paul, eligibility for the shot is accelerating in a very big way. It'll trigger a surge of traffic to the province's online booking portal. I just had a check, and it doesn't appear as though the website, however, has been updated just yet to include the new groups. We're going to keep watching it. Right now, it's showing a wait time of only about 13 minutes, but that's for the older criteria. That's the 55 and over. As of 8 o'clock this morning, Ontario residents 50 and over were to be able to book their appointments at mass vaccination clinics. Again, we're still waiting for that to refresh. In Peel Region, where 20% of Ontario's COVID cases are centered, all adults will be able to book their appointments starting today. Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie says people in other areas of the province need to understand Peel is a priority for vaccination because its case count is holding all of Ontario back.
The faster everyone in hotspots is vaccinated, the faster the rest of the province can return to the new normal. We need this to happen.
Mobile vaccination clinics also opening today on site for workers at the Amazon facilities in Brampton and Caledon. Mobile vaccination program across Ontario is going to expand to 15 teams in the coming weeks, and that's going to cover York, Peel, and Toronto. Ontario hopes to have 65% of all adults jabbed with their first dose of COVID-19 vaccine by the end of May. At Queen's Park, Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:35. Some children in this country will be rolling up their sleeves for the Pfizer vaccine a day after it was authorized for kids as young as 12. 680's Jamie Pulver joins us live with when middle schoolers in this province can expect to get the shot. Jamie.
Yeah, and just think about it, Catherine. Canada is now one of the first in the world to start vaccinating kids against COVID. Health Canada just greenlit the Pfizer vaccine for those 12 and over. The shots start today for that age group in the Northwest Territories. Hard-hit Alberta isn't far behind, with plans to start on Monday. Premier Jason Kenney with the pandemic milestone.
Outside of the Northern Territories, Alberta is the first province to offer a vaccine to everybody 12 years of age and older, no matter where they live or what medical conditions they might have.
Manitoba plans to start later this month. British Columbia is aiming to start before the end of June. So what about Ontario? Nothing specific so far from Health Minister Christine Elliott.
The plan would be to start the vaccinations in schools, the first dose, and then have the second dose administered before a return to school date in September.
So word that kids could possibly get those shots inside Ontario schools over the summer. Now, this month alone, Canada will receive at least 10 million vaccine doses, with the majority coming from Pfizer. Reporting live, Jamie Pulver, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:36. Thousands more appointments are being made available at Toronto-run vaccine clinics, and it's another packed schedule for pop-ups in hotspot postal codes. 680's Laura Carney joins us live with the latest. Laura.
And Paul, 60,000 additional appointments are opening up at city-run clinics for June 7th to the 13th. But why not more? Well, Mayor John Tory tells Breakfast Television there's no point in making appointments if the vaccine supply isn't guaranteed.
We get assurance of more supply, we'll open up more appointments immediately, and we're shifting the supply around as best we can.
And the city says its clinics are almost fully booked through the end of May. Now, don't be discouraged by that, because there are still a lot of pop-up clinics happening in Toronto today. Woodbine Racetrack hosting a pop-up which opens at 10 o'clock. It is open to all of those 18 plus living in Toronto hotspot postal codes. In Scarborough, there's a clinic happening for the M1T and M1W postal codes. That's at Lamborough Collegiate Institute. It opens at 9 o'clock. Organizers are handing out tickets ahead of time, and 2,700 doses up for grabs at the pop-up at Warden Hilltop Community Center. That one also open for all hotspot postal codes in the city, and that clinic now open. It opened at 8 o'clock. A full list of today's pop-up clinics can be found at 680news.com. Reporting live, Laura Carney, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:38. In Brampton, a young woman is dead after she got out of a vehicle that was stopped in a live lane of traffic and was hit by a car. 680's Carl Hansky's at the scene at Winston Churchill and Steeles and joins us live. Carl.
Catherine, was around 12:15 this morning when a vehicle heading south on Winston Churchill here approaching Steeles stopped in the right lane. The driver put the four-way flashers on, and the female passenger jumped out to grab something from the trunk or the back seat. Other drivers say this is too dangerous a road to stop in a live lane because the average speed is
80, 90. Most of them speed on this road, especially going this way.
Not a place you want to stop in a live lane and get out.
No, sir. No, sir.
The 26-year-old passenger was hit from behind by an oncoming car. She was pinned under the car and dragged, killed instantly. Police remind drivers to pull off the road and into a safe area if possible. Avoid stopping in a live lane, especially if you need to exit the vehicle. Reporting live at Winston Churchill and Steeles in Brampton, Carl Hansky, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:39. The price for gas this morning is at the highest it's been in years, $1.34 a liter. Our Mike Eppel joins us from the 680 Business Center with the reason why.
The price of the pumps has been tracking the wholesale refined market out of the U.S., where that price is also close to a 3-year high. And you added in the taxes for carbon taxes and the HST, and that has elevated the price that much more compared to where it was back in early 2019. The price for oil also elevated of late on economic optimism, the theory that Americans will be driving at record mileage this summer with an economic reopening. We're also looking at the potential for a supply disruption next week if Michigan follows through on a plan to shut down the Enbridge Line 5 pipeline. It's currently in a court battle, but could take a lot of supply out of the Ontario market starting next week. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Eppel.
680 News Time 8:40.
Hey, neighbor, what you grilling?
Good food.
Well, I certainly hope it's good food.
No, good food. They offer more than 30 ready-to-cook meals every week and deliver right to your doorstep. So all you have to do is pick and grill.
On the menu tonight, porterhouse steak for two.
For two, eh?
Yeah, as in me and my wife.
Of course, obviously. You know, that steak is pretty huge.
Nice try, Sam.
Good food. Eating evolved. Visit makegoodfood.ca.
Certain conditions apply. Details on makegoodfood.ca.
Still to come on 680 News, a crash on the westbound 401 at Victoria Park Express, blocking two right lanes. Will have traffic and weather together.
This is 680 News.
In times like these, shouldn't your money work even harder for you? We think so. That's why at Duca Credit Union, you get no-fee checking accounts. You also get high interest on deposits and investments, and low mortgage rates. Plus, you get to share in the profits. That's the Duca difference. And now, get rates as low as 1.59% on a 3-year fixed mortgage when you switch to Duca. Find out how at mortgage.duca.com. Do more, be more, achieve more with Duca Credit Union. Conditions apply.
At Sleep Country, we're real sleep experts, and we're available online or by phone to help you find your best sleep. Because whatever your sleep needs, we're here to listen. Whether you like a hard mattress and your husband likes a soft one, your daughter's back from school and all of a sudden she needs a bedroom, or you need a mattress with more back support, let a real sleep expert match you to a better sleep. Connect with us online at sleepcountry.ca. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
Time 8:41.
Time for 680 News, traffic and weather together on the ones for Global Story Network. Up in Chopper 680, here's Jordan Kerr.
A little change happening now on the westbound 401, just west of McCowan and the Express. They're now blocking, it looks like two right lanes, all because of a truck with a shifted load. A couple of tows are getting into position, and MTO have just arrived on scene. And then also west 401 at Victoria Park and the Express, we have the right lane blocked off with collision cleanup. As a result, the westbound 401 is horrible, starting from Nielsen and both Express and Collectors to Victoria Park. And again, just an update on that issue west of McCowan and the Express. They are blocking the right lane and about half the third lane from the left, all because of a truck with a shifted load. MTO's just arrived on scene, so they're going to try and sort this out now. Really heavy. If you want to take Shepherd as an alternate, there is single lane construction on Shepherd between McCowan and Markham Road, so it's busy through that stretch, but overall far better than the westbound 401. West 401, after all, that's slow approaching Mississauga Road. On the east 401, it's slow through Mississauga Road, approaching Dixon to the 400 ramps. And watch out east 401, approaching Whites Road and the Express. Some tire debris in the two right lanes. MTO has been notified. For the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
There's problems on the eastbound Gardner, east of Dufferin, left lane blocked with a collision. Vehicles being hooked up right now. It's jammed from Royal York to east of Dufferin, so take that ramp to the Lakeshore Park lot to avoid that. These other issues on the southbound 427 ramp to Dundas. Only one lane of traffic getting by a collision on the ramp, and it's quite heavy on the approach there. 99 reasons why you might want to listen to the Suspendables podcast. Wayne Gretzky celebrates show 99 this week on thesuspendables.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Next report at 8:51, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Well, so nice to see the sunshine this morning, but it's not going to stick around. We'll be back into some clouds this afternoon, and then the showers return, especially late tonight. Guaranteed high 14.5 for the low, and then just 9 degrees with showers for Friday. Right now, sunshine 7 at 680 News, and at Pearson, the guaranteed high 14.
680 News Time 8:43.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Mike Apple at the 680 Business Center. How's it look there, Mike?
It's very steady this morning, Paul. We got Dow futures up just 20 points. The price for oil, though, in retreat by 58 cents to $65. Still elevated, but pulling back from yesterday's multi-month high. Gold is up on inflation risks, up by $10 at $1,794. The markets on Bay Street will be looking over the earnings in this morning, including a big loss for Cineplex, a big profit beat by Magna, and solid results for Gildan Activewear, which is reinstating its quarterly dividend payment to shareholders. The Canadian dollar at 81.71. That's the high of the morning. It's up by 1/5 of a cent. The exchange rate now down to $1.22 1/3. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
When you fully understand the risks, you're well positioned for the reward. That's what resilient investment portfolios are all about. Visit dynamic.ca/advice to learn more.
Still to come on 680 News.
Facebook to Donald Trump.
No social media for you.
And the late night shows weigh in.
This is 680 News.
Oh no, there's water everywhere.
Dad, a pipe broke. My poor carpet.
We need a plumber.
And fast. Roto-Rooter does plumbing. We need somebody to clean up this water. And Roto-Rooter does water cleanup.
As soon as I can find a phone in all this water, I'm calling a bunch of people.
I told you, Roto-Rooter does both. 1-800-GET-ROTO.
Wait, Roto-Rooter does plumbing?
And water cleanup? Yeah, they do both. 1-800-GET-ROTO.
What's their number?
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Ontario's COVID-19 vaccine plan is helping to stop the spread and save lives. Until we're all vaccinated, we need to stay the course. Wear a mask, wash your hands, keep your distance. We've come so far together, and thousands of people across Ontario are getting vaccinated every day. Your turn is coming soon. Visit ontario.ca/COVID vaccine plan or call 1-888-999-6488 for assistance in 300 languages. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
Toronto's news. Now, this is 680 News.
Sunshine, 7 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good morning. I'm Catherine Jeté.
I'm Paul Cook. Here are the top stories this Thursday morning.
Hotspot or not, every Peel Region resident aged 18 and older can now book a COVID-19 vaccine province-wide. The portal opens to those 50 and up and to Group 1 essential workers. The province working on a plan to get children as young as 12 vaccinated after the Pfizer shot was authorized for that age group. One idea being floated is mass clinics at schools this summer. And a woman has died in a tragic crash in Brampton. She was hit by a vehicle at Winston Churchill in Steeles overnight after she got out of a car that had stopped in the live lane of traffic.
Time now for 680 Sports.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here's Simon Bennett.
Well, the Blue Jays still without George Springer, but piling up the runs late in the win over the A's last night, trailing 3-2 to start the 8th inning, but then went nuts for 5 in the 8th, 2 more in the 9th for the 9-4 win. They wrap the series this afternoon at 3:30 at Sportsnet 590 The Fan. And Sportsnet, Springer is back on the injured list after an MRI showed he has re-aggravated his quad sprain. Some old school NHL last night in the Capitals-Rangers rematch. 12 fighting majors, including 3 scraps off the opening faceoff, of course, with Tom Wilson not suspended for roughing up a couple of Rangers on Monday. TJ Oshie's hat trick a day after losing his father, propelling Washington to the 4-2 win. 4 games to go for the Maple Leafs. They host Montreal tonight at Scotiabank Arena. That goes at 7 o'clock. The Raptors 3 games back of 10th in the East, and the play-in spot held by Washington, who lost last night, setting up a must-win against the Wizards tonight in Tampa. 7:30 at Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet 1. Sportsnet 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 8:48.
If you're driving less these days, I've got good news and bad news. Good news, you're saving on gas. Bad news, a vehicle that sits may develop issues. Good news, the All-In Spring event has you covered. Receive a free seasonal tire changeover and brake inspection with the purchase of Peace of Mind maintenance service. Plus, get $20 off Mopar or Magnetic Pirelli brakes when you sign up for Mopar exclusives. And buy 3 tires, get the 4th free. See your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer for details. We built it, we know it.
There's no better way to start the day than with a freshly milked Jet. And when it comes to car insurance, only the most oblivious Jets get milked. Jets who never shop around.
Don't get milked on car insurance. Get a better rate and save an average of $676 with rates.ca.
680 News Time, 8:48. Peel police are investigating the death of a child in Brampton. Officers were called to a home near Countryside Drive and Torbram Road around 4:30 yesterday afternoon for a child in medical distress. The child was rushed to hospital but later died. The Special Investigations Unit is leading the investigation. They handle incidents involving children 5 and younger. Orange Air Ambulance is transferring a record number of ICU patients amid the 3rd wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, more than 1,000 transfers in April alone. Orange's Associate Medical Officer tells the Toronto Star that number's up from roughly 200 to 250 transfers per month from January to March. Dr. Michael Lowell says most patients have been sent from GTA hospitals, including Brampton Civic, Etobicoke General, and Humber River, to hospitals as far away as Ottawa and Owen Sound. On April 22nd, Orange completed a record number of transfers in a single day. 80 people were moved from GTA hospitals. 680 News Time, 8:50.
Need window inspiration? Then you need to speak to the experts.
Hi, I'm Tom O'Keefe of Inline Fiberglass Windows and Doors. Our window experts are experienced in working with architects, builders, and homeowners to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So whether you're replacing your old windows or building your dream home, dream the dream with Inline Fiberglass. If you can dream it, we can build it. Visit our Factory Direct showroom, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or inlinefiberglass.com.
Streams of Truth, brought to you by Sportsnet Now.
Sports fans just want one thing, to watch the game in peace. So, go ahead, confiscate your child's tablet and stream the game with Sportsnet Now. You deserve to find peace, and you can do so by streaming sports on a tablet protected by a pink butterfly case smeared with applesauce.
Live stream sports with Sportsnet Now.
Actually, that might be apricot.
Starting at $9.99. Visit smnow.ca for details.
6 City News time, 8:51. Time for 6 City News traffic and weather together on the ones. Up we go to Chopper 680. Here's Jordan Kerr.
Ongoing major delays on the westbound 401. Two issues. First of all, west of McCowan in the Express, the right lane blocked off by MTO, dealing with a truck with the shifted load sitting on the shoulder. Lots of tows on scene helping with this. Then at Victoria Park in the Express, the right lane is blocked off for crash cleanup. That's been sitting there for over an hour at this point, and so it's really jammed up on the westbound 401 from Nielsen in both Express and Collectors over towards Victoria Park. Really, really heavy. And unfortunately, because it's been sitting here so long, the alternates are getting busier and busier as well. I'm saying Shepherd has been okay, but that's getting busier. It's still, I'd say, better than the 401. I'd rather be on Shepherd at this point, but it is busy now at this point. And we do have single lane construction on Shepherd, McCowan to Markham Road, so be aware of that. Overall, pretty nasty drive in this whole area. On the west 401 after that, it's slow approaching Mississauga Road. East 401, watch out approaching Trafalgar in the left lane, a stalled vehicle that's causing a delay from east of James Snow Parkway. Then it's slow going through Mississauga Road, approaching Dixon to the 400 ramps. And watch out East 401, approaching White's Road, the Express. Two right lanes affected with tire debris. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
The last bits of debris cleanup on the eastbound Gardner from a collision east of Dufferin. Left lane still blocked off. Toronto Transportation just putting some Absorball down, then they'll be gone. It's jammed from Royal York to east of Dufferin. You'll want to take the Lakeshore as an alternate. An update to the issue on the southbound 427. The ramp to Dundas now fully blocked off because of the crash on the ramp, so avoid that. We've got in Mississauga, Gary closed, Winston Churchill to Glen Erin for a crash. And we still had eastbound Bloomington in Richmond Hill approaching Bayview. Both lanes were blocked, only the center turn lane getting through with a collision. Next report at 9:01, and with the extended forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Well, you definitely need the sunglasses, at least through the morning. For the afternoon, we'll get into some clouds and then back to showers, especially late tonight. Guaranteed high 14.5 for the low tomorrow. Showers quite cool. Highs on the weekend about 12 degrees, still below average. The average high about 17. Could get some showers Saturday, but looking good for the most part. For Mother's Day Sunday with sun and cloud. Right now, we've got sun, some clouds, 7 at Pearson, 7 and sunny at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high, 14.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Monte Carlo Inns. At Monte Carlo Inns, their newly renovated suites and meeting rooms will be your home away from home. When you're ready, visit MonteCarloInns.com to book your next stay.
Coming up at 9 o'clock, shots in Peel region where everyone 18 plus can book a COVID-19 vaccine starting this morning. Eligibility also expanding right across the province.
680 News time, 8:53.
As Desjardins agents, we take the time to get to know you. Because the more we know, the better advice we can give. So your vintage vinyl collection, the original Bentwood Lounger, the 1963 solid body guitar with double cutaway, triple humbuckers, and whammy bar, rock on, rock star, we've got you covered.
Switch and save up to 35% on home insurance when you bundle with auto. Get a quote at DesjardinAgents.com. Desjardins Insurance. Home, auto, life. Exclusions and conditions apply.
So Facebook has upheld its social media ban of Donald Trump. And of course, it was a huge topic on the late night shows. Our Jeffrey Holman has some of the highlights.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon going right in on Facebook's decision.
That's a tough break for Trump. Now he's scrambling to figure out how he'll keep in touch with his friends from high school. That's right, no Facebook for Trump. On the bright side, he still has a good excuse for forgetting his kids' birthdays. You gotta give this to Trump, though. He's the only person to leave social media without a long, annoying post about how he's leaving social media.
James Corden congratulating Facebook on banning Trump and doing absolutely nothing else on that site, while Jimmy Kimmel went after the Trump supporters.
QAnon Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, who tweeted, "This morning, Facebook banned Trump permanently. Facebook will pay the price. Mark my words." And then she almost immediately deleted the tweet. Nothing says "mark my words" like immediately deleting those words.
I'm Jeff Rahoman.
Coming up in 60 seconds, Bombardier posts a multi-billion-dollar profit, but there's a catch. We'll have a business report.
680 News Time, 8:55.
My mojo ain't working, my mojo is down. My mojo ain't working, it's wearing a frown. I got them PD blues, baby. I get no loving every night.
Don't let your performance keep you down. Talk to Revita Medical. They've helped over 1.2 million guys worldwide. Visit revitamedical.ca and say goodbye to the ED blues.
I ain't got nothing.
The spring blowout sale has been held over at Dodge Garage Doors. Save hundreds of dollars on Dodge, the most reviewed, best reviewed, highest rated garage doors on the market. Consumer's Choice Award winners 21 years in a row. And now, huge savings on Dodge's exclusive top quality garage doors. Don't wait, call now. The spring blowout sale has been held over for a limited time only at Dodge Garage Doors.
DODDS. No one does it better than Dodge does. No one.
680 News Time, 8:56.
Now the 680 News business reports. Here's Mike Apple.
Catherine, Bombardier made over $5 billion in profit U.S. in the latest quarter. But that was all due to the sale of its rail business to Alstom SA of France. Earlier this week, Bombardier said that it had completed its exit from the rail operations in that multi-billion-dollar deal with Alstom that was announced last year. This was at one time one of the leaders in subway and streetcar and rail technology, but now it is a maker of business jets, and that's about it. You take out the sale of the rail ops to Alstom, well, Bombardier still lost money in its latest quarter, and last year it lost over $200 million. On a positive note, it did say that its business jet sales are up by about 18%. This is still a penny stock on the TSX these days, and we'll still track it on Bay Street coming up. TELUS is betting big bucks on 5G. The company announcing this morning a 3-year spending plan of $50 billion plus on its 5G technology rollout across the country. TELUS says it's going to be creating, in the process, about 38,000 jobs. Track TELUS and the telcos on the TSX coming up today. We've got the Dow futures right now up 40 points. A little bit more of an uptrend on the industrial heavyweights. Caterpillar, the tech shares are looking okay after a little bit of a dip again yesterday. Some questions about those high-flying tech names and companies that had led the NASDAQ to records in previous sessions, seeing a little bit of a pullback again as investors shifted their attention to more traditional companies. The price for gold this morning is looking again at the risks of inflation in the global economy. Price pressures building pretty much everywhere. The price for gas, we're talking about this hitting a 3-year high as of this morning here in the GTA. And perhaps an economy that is set to see a boom time later this year. And gold is up $10 right now at $1,795 an ounce. Oil is down 27 cents at $65.36. In the currency trade, there's just no slowing down the Canadian dollar. It's at 81 3/4 cents US. And that's a fresh 3-year high for the loon. It's up 1/4 cent. The exchange rate now down to $1.22 1/3. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Upton.
We designed the Scotiabank Ultimate Package to help you do more of the things you want. Save more with a savings rate of up to 1.8%. Spend more with unlimited Interac e-transfer transactions. Invest more with 10 free equity trades at Scotia iTrade. And smile more with a $300 welcome bonus. It's the all-in-one bank account that helps you do more. Conditions apply. Rate is for a limited time and varies by savings period. Visit scotiabank.com/ultimate300. Scotiabank.
Hi, are you using a filter? Your skin looks amazing. Nope.
Just my Beauty Bio Glow Pro from TSC.
I want that glow.
Go to tsc.ca. They have amazing deals every day on our favorite brands.
Is it just fashion and beauty?
Home and electronics, too. I got the total gym, and it changed my life.
I'm going to tsc.ca right now.
Shop amazing daily deals with today's showstopper at tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Hickory Dickory Decks. Celebrating over 30 years of custom decks and happy customers, Hickory Dickory Decks offers the widest selection of low maintenance decking. Enjoy life outdoors. Visit decks.ca.
In downtown Toronto, sunshine, 7 degrees. 680 News is CFTR AM Toronto. It's 9 o'clock.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
It's Thursday, May 6th. Good morning. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jete. Here's what's making news right now.
A vaccine fire hose opens on the COVID hotspot of Peel Region today, with all adults now able to book appointments for shots. Elsewhere in Ontario, people 50 and over can start booking as of today.
Canada starts vaccinating kids for COVID, green-lighting Pfizer. The shots start today in the Northwest Territories for those 12 and over, while Ontario is still planning.
The city is opening up thousands more vaccine appointments, and if you live in a Toronto hotspot, plenty of pop-ups for you today.
4 games to go until the playoffs of the Maple. They host Montreal tonight, and a must-win for the Raptors. Lives in Tampa. Bullets at 15.
Telus announces a multi-billion-dollar spending plan on 5G technology. Price for oil retreating from its multi-month high. Dark screens, big losses for Cineplex in its latest quarter. Business at 26.
680 News time, 9:01.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by your Toronto area Ford dealers. Airborne, Chopper 680, Jordan Kerr.
One of the issues on the West 401 is cleared away. The issue at Victoria Park, the Express is gone, but the issue West 401 west of McCowan and the Express is still there in the right lane. A truck with a shifted load, so FTO are on scene, a couple of heavy tows as well. This could take a while depending on what they need to do. West 401 is still very heavy approaching Nielsen and both Express and Collectors to Victoria Park. It should start to ease up a little bit in the Collectors, but the Express lanes are still going to be really heavy because of the issue at McCown. Westbound are one of them busy approaching Mississauga Road. Eastbound 401 approaching Trafalgar, left lane blocked on the stalled vehicle. It's backing up from just east of Jamestown Parkway. From the 680 traffic center, here's Kyle Hawking.
So finished up this debris cleanup, collision cleanup on the eastbound Gardner. It's all done east of Dufferin. So delays still as you head toward downtown. It's very heavy. From about Park Lawn to east of Dufferin, you'll still want to take the Lakeshore. That first stretch of volume on the East Gardner is jamming up. Southbound 404 down Valley, now busy Finch over the 401 to south of Lawrence, off and on delays there. We have a collision eastbound on Bloomington approaching Bayview. Eastbound lanes are now blocked. Police are directing traffic into the westbound lane, so only one direction is getting by at a time. Plus, we have Dairy closed in Mississauga, Winston Churchill to Glen Erin for a collision. Right now, get 1.99% APR purchase financing for up to 72 months on most new 2021 Ford Explorer models. For details, contact your Toronto area Ford dealer or visit Ford.ca. Next report at 9:11, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Sunshine for us through the morning, enjoy it, and then the showers return late tonight. Right now, we've got sun, a little bit of cloud. It will increase through the afternoon, 7 degrees at 680 News, and at Pearson, the guaranteed high, 14.
680 News time, 9:03.
Shots for everyone. That's the story in Peel Region, where all adults, anyone 18 and up, can now book a COVID vaccine appointment as of this morning. And province-wide, many more of us are now eligible to sign up for the jab as well.
680's Kevin Meisner joins us live from Queen's Park with the latest. Kevin.
Well, Catherine, that flood of online traffic expected this morning to the province's booking portal is now underway. People 50 and over right across Ontario can start making their appointments for COVID-19 shots. In Peel Region, eligibility is wide open to all adults. Anyone 18 and over can book, not just those living in the hotspot neighborhoods. Now, a yellow banner across the top of the Peel Region COVID information page reads that their vaccine booking phone line is currently experiencing an extremely high call volume. Peel Region is getting 50% of Ontario's vaccine allotment for 2 weeks, but Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie wants the province to extend that even further.
Because clearly the rest of the province can't get back to normal until we address the spread of the virus here in Peel, and we can't do that unless we have an adequate and steady, reliable stream of supply of the vaccine.
Now, Peel Region accounts for 20% of all COVID cases in Ontario, and Brampton alone, with its large population of essential workers, has a test positivity rate of over 22%, which is more than double the Ontario rate. Now, workplace vaccination clinics are opening today at large large Amazon facilities in Brampton and Caledon as well. Reporting live from Queen's Park, Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News Time, 9:04. It's a big step towards getting kids safely back to the classroom. Canada, the first country in the world outside of a clinical trial to give the Pfizer vaccine to children. Our Jamie Pulver tells us where the rollout gets started today.
It's being called a major milestone in this pandemic as Canada starts vaccinating kids against COVID. Health Canada just authorized the Pfizer vaccine for those 12 and over, and some spots aren't wasting any time with that age group rolling up sleeves starting today in the Northwest Territories. Alberta is also getting right to it starting Monday, according to Premier Jason Kenney.
When vaccines started trickling into Alberta just before Christmas, we had this day in mind. The day that we knew we could begin vaccinating pretty much everyone.
Manitoba starts in just over 2 weeks. BC hopes to start before the end of June. In Ontario,
we've already been in discussions with the Minister of Education to make sure that we can start as soon as possible.
Health Minister Christine Elliott says vaccines could be administered through schools with both doses given before the next school year, but she didn't give a specific timeline. I'm Jamie Pulver.
680 News Time, 9:05. The city's opening up thousands more vaccine appointments. And if you live in a Toronto hotspot, plenty of pop-ups for you today. 680's Laura Carney joins us live with more. Laura.
And Catherine, the city of Toronto making available 60,000 additional vaccine appointments for dates in June, between June 7th and 13th. But could we see Toronto do what's happening in Peel region? Mayor Tory on Breakfast Television this morning.
We only allocate and make appointments for vaccine that we are certain to have, because what we don't want to do is make an appointment and have to cancel it.
Now, the city says its clinics are almost fully booked through the end of May, but that doesn't mean there aren't options. A number of pop-up clinics taking place today, providing same-day vaccinations right across the city. The one at Woodbine Racetrack, which opens at 10 o'clock, is for those 18-plus living in all Toronto hotspot postal codes. In North York, a pop-up will be running at Habitat Arena for specific postal codes. In Scarborough, Warden Hilltop Community Center hosting a pop-up. This one is also for all Toronto hotspot postal codes. And for those in the M1T and M1W postal codes, you can try the pop-up at Lamoureux Collegiate Institute. All of the details on today's pop-ups are at 680news.com. Reporting live, Laura Carney, 680 News.
680 News Time, 9:07. A child has died in hospital after being found in medical distress in a Brampton home. Police were called to a house near Countryside Drive and Torburn Road around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. The child was rushed to hospital but was later pronounced dead. Police say it appears this was a tragic accident. It's believed the child was playing in the basement and somehow became asphyxiated. They're waiting for autopsy results. The Special Victims Unit is leading the investigation. That unit handles cases involving children aged 5 and younger.
This is 680 News. With the price for gas at an almost 3-year high this morning, get ready for potentially a major supply disruption for the market starting next week. Michigan says Enbridge must shut down one of the key pipelines that feeds the Ontario energy trade. Our Mike Epple reports from the 680 Business Center.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer says Enbridge will be breaking the law if it doesn't shut down the Line 5 pipeline next week, a culmination of her 2018 election campaign, years in a court battle, and potentially a major headache for the Trudeau government, which has pledged to protect the flow of energy, while at the same time saying it's fighting climate change. Enbridge says there has been no evidence that Line 5 presents an environmental hazard, operating for decades, and now the company says it will encase that pipeline in concrete for added safety. The Michigan regulatory body is studying the impact of that idea. Enbridge argues the supply of oil and gas will continue on land in trucks and trains, which will only add even more safety challenges. The line supplies 45% of Ontario's oil market to Sarnia refineries. The Trudeau government says it believes the May 12th deadline is not confirmed by a court, and both the company and the state continue with mediation. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Epple.
680 News Time, 9:08. Tom Wilson has been the talk of the hockey world after not being suspended for actions against the New York Rangers on Monday. And our Simon Bennett tells us last night's rematch got nasty.
Washington's Tom Wilson got, in the view of many, overly rough with a couple of Rangers players on Monday. He wasn't suspended, setting the tone for last night's rematch.
There we go. They are the face-off. 3 fights simultaneously.
3 fights of the opening face-off. Wilson wasn't on the ice for that, but he was moments later.
Here's the booze from the crowd. Smith goes right after Wilson.
In total, 141 penalty minutes on the evening. Meanwhile, TJ Oshie planning a day after losing his father. The Capitals with the word coach on their helmets in his honor. And Oshie did this in the Capitals' victory.
TJ Oshie with the hat trick.
Oshie in tears on the bench after that. Teammate Nick Dow.
Trying to be there for him and take care of him, and then he ends up taking care of Boston and leaving us.
I'm Simon Bennett.
6 City News Time 9:09.
Warmer days are on the way, and it's time for the Reliance Home Comfort Early Bird Air Conditioner Sale, where you can save $1,200 on a select air conditioner. We're always focused on taking precautions to ensure your safety and delivering the service that's earned Reliance over 50,000 5-star reviews. So don't wait. Call today, because it's a great time to beat the summer rush and get $1,200 off a select air conditioner for a great deal now.
Come on, Reliance.
Conditions apply. Savings off a regular price. See website for details. Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones, including a stalled transport westbound 401 west of McAllen Express blocking the right lane.
6 City News Time 9:10.
As Desjardins agents, we take the time to get to know you, because the more we know, the better advice we can give. Your designer shoes, those limited edition glasses, that collection of animal plush toys from the 90s that's as priceless as it is adorable. Snuggle up, you big softie. We've got you covered.
Switch and save up to 35% on home insurance when you bundle with auto. Get a quote at DesjardinAgents.com. Desjardins Insurance. Home, auto, life. Exclusions and conditions apply.
Warm weather calls for the refreshing taste of Coors Seltzer. You can grab a 24-pack at the beer store for $44.95. Limited time, must be 18 plus.
6 City News Time 9:11.
Traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by the Simple Investor. Here's Kyle Hockey.
But we still have the stone transport westbound 401 west of McCowan in the Express. Crews have blocked off the right lane, and they're poking into a piece of that center lane, the third lane from the left. So we've got two crews on the scene here doing work because it was a stone transport that hit the brakes a little too hard. And then the load that was in the trailer actually came through the front of that trailer and struck the back of the cab. So there's a cleanup to go on here. A delay through this area. It's actually busy from Nielsen to Kennedy, alternately express and collectors. Once you do get past McCowan, it improves, but it's busy through this area because we had problems up ahead of Victoria Park that cleared. Volume, if you're traveling the eastbound 401, we in fact have a problem as well. Approaching Trafalgar, the left lane blocked with a stolen vehicle. So heavy now approaching James Snow to approaching Trafalgar continues to pile up. And then delays east to the 427 and the 400 express and collectors. Maybe some tire debris approaching White's Road in the express. It was in two right lanes. The MTO should have gotten to that by now. A couple of other issues on the southbound 427. The ramp to Dundas is blocked because of a collision, so you cannot exit there. On the eastbound Gardner, we've still got delays east to Park Lawn to east of Dufferin because of earlier problems, but it's slowly improving. And south 404 Don Valley delays anywhere from south of Finch to south of Lawrence. It's also busy heading for the 401 ramps. We have a collision in Richmond Hill. Eastbound Bloomington is blocked approaching Bayview. Police are directing traffic into the westbound lane, so only one direction's getting by at a time here on Bloomington. And we have Derry closed in Mississauga, Winston Churchill to Glen Erin for a collision. Imagine owning an affordable property, an income property that is affordable, has positive cash flow, and you never have to deal with a tenant. Find out how simple it is at thesimpleinvestor.com, making the world of real estate investment simple. Next report at 9:21, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Well, the clouds will increase as we work through the day, but it sure was nice to see the sunshine this morning. Many areas still into the sun, others getting into that cloud already, and we'll have some showers, especially late tonight. Guaranteed high 14.5 for the low, and tomorrow showers and just 9 degrees. That's it. Right now, mostly cloudy at Pearson, 8 degrees there. Some sun, 8 at 6 City News. The guaranteed high, 14.
6 City News Time 9:13.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute.
Over to Mike Epple at the 6 City News Business Center. Mike.
We could see the Toronto stock market test a record high at the start of trade this morning, Catherine, bolstered by earnings from the two insurance giants, Sun Life and Manulife. Magna International has raised its guidance with a very strong quarterly profit performance reported this morning. Bombardier seeing a profit in its latest quarter after it divested its rail division to Alstom SA. And the price for oil It's down a little bit, but still sticking close to that multi-month high that was reached yesterday. Down just 22 cents right now at 65.41. And gold is up by $8 at $1,792 an ounce U.S. The Dow futures up 40 points. That signals a record start for the Wall Street blue chips. And the Canadian dollar at an exchange rate of $1.22 1/3. That has the currency at 81.74. And that's up by 1/5 of a cent. The Business Center, I'm Mike Up.
Think that investment fees are all that matter? Sometimes the quest for wealth isn't so simple. Learn the true value of advice at dynamic.ca/advice.
What do guests think of Tim's new vanilla cream cold brew coffee?
It's like smooth, that's the vibe.
Velvety smooth.
Tim's new cold brew coffee. Enjoy trying it. Enjoy describing it. It's time for Tim's at participating restaurants in Canada.
For over a year, the Trudeau government has failed to seal our borders from COVID-19.
The health risk to Canadians continues to be low.
The more countries that have outbreaks, the less relevant borders become.
Whether or not we should entirely close our borders to China the way the United States did, we did not.
Deadly variants continue to stream into Canada. Trudeau didn't close the borders when the pandemic started. He didn't close the borders when it got worse. Nobody wants a fourth wave. It's time to act. A message from the Ontario PC Party.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
Sunny this morning, then clouds for the afternoon as we head to a 680 News guaranteed high of 14. Good morning. I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jettay. Here are the top stories right now.
The vaccine rollout ramps up again today with bookings now open in Peel region for anyone 18 and older, and slots province-wide now available for those 50 and up. The kids are next, starting today in the Northwest Territories as Canada becomes the first country on the planet outside of clinical trials to vaccinate middle schoolers with Pfizer. And still ahead on 680 News.
Fatal crash in Brampton. A woman is struck and killed by an oncoming car after getting out of a vehicle stopped in a live lane.
Time now for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Simon Bennett.
Late night rally. I'm Andrew Nye. The Blue Jays scored 5 in the 8th, 2 more in the 9th to come from behind and beat the 8th.
Hey, good morning once again. The Maple Leafs have 4 games to go. It's another battle with the Montreal Canadiens at Scotiabank Arena. As Show and Keep already announcing in yesterday's practice, Nick Foligno will play with his upper body injury, and he's unexpected to play Saturday either. Puck drop tonight, 7 o'clock. A Montreal win would eliminate the Flames from playoff contention. As part of his injury rehab, Freddie Anderson will play half of the Marlies game this afternoon. They host the Moose at 3 o'clock. Huge game with the Raptors hosting the Wizards in Tampa tonight. Toronto 3 back of Washington for the 10th place play-in spot in the East with 5 games after this. They won't be mathematically eliminated if they lose, but it'll be almost impossible to catch them. Must win for Toronto tonight, 7:30 at Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet 1. George Springer placed on the injured list just before the Blue Jays win over Oakland last night. His quad sprain flaring up again. They do get one off that list as well. Hung Jing Ryu making his first start since April 25th as the Jays look to split the 4-game series in Oakland, 3:30 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 9:17.
Your performance at work is getting worse, your health is getting worse, and your doctor wants you to take time off to make a disability claim. But should you? My name is Aaron Waxman, and if you're too sick to work and have questions about your long-term disability claim, call me at 416-661-4878. And don't worry about upfront legal fees, because there are none. At my law firm, my team of lawyers only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound LTD.
To run farther, to recover stronger, start with a good night's sleep, because sleep is the fuel that powers your day. The Better Sleep, Better You sale is on right now at Sleep Country. Shop our incredible brand name mattresses designed exclusively for Sleep Country. Plus, until Sunday only, get a hot price on a Sealy Queen mattress with cushioning support for incredible comfort for only $449. Our sleep experts are online at sleepcountry.ca to help you wake to a better you. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
680 News Time, 9:18. A deadly reminder in Brampton of the dangers of getting out of a stopped vehicle in a live lane of traffic. Our Carl Hansky's at the scene of the tragedy at Winston Churchill and Steeles with the story.
The speed limit on this stretch of Winston Churchill north of Steeles is 60 kilometers an hour, but residents say 80 to 100 is the norm.
I don't feel safe on it.
Would you stop your car in a live lane and get out?
No.
But Peel police say that's what happened around 12:15 this morning.
It appears that this vehicle had made a stop in a live lane, put their four ways on. A passenger had exited the vehicle to retrieve something from the vehicle, and unfortunately there's another vehicle. They didn't see that this vehicle had stopped and had rear-ended this vehicle.
The 26-year-old female passenger who stepped out to retrieve something from the back seat or trunk ended up pinned underneath the oncoming car. She was killed instantly. On Winston Churchill, north of Steeles in Brampton, I'm Carl Hansky.
Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones, including the extended forecast. 680 News Time, 9:20.
Get ready to dip this May for our annual That's Samara Pizza for Kids. In support of Variety, the Children's Charity of Ontario.
60 cents from every dip will help kids like me stay active. I dip and you dip. Let's all dip for variety.
Ciao, I'm Dominic Finucci, inviting you to add a dip with your pizza and help make a difference.
Make your next career move with 2 men in a truck. The company is hiring motivated and enthusiastic team members for mover, driver, and customer service positions. And if you're looking for more, professional advancement is always a possibility. In fact, 75% of 2 men in a truck managers started in frontline positions. Now is the time to apply. Visit 2meninatruck.ca and click careers.
2 men in a truck, the movers who care.
680 News Time, 9:21. Traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by 407 ETR. Here's Kyle Hocking.
The volume is shifting on the 401. If you're traveling west on the 401, we've still got problems west of McCowan in the Express. This transport with a shifted load, it hit the brakes a little too hard, and whatever the load was in the trailer went right through into the back of the cab. It doesn't sound like it went physically into the cab, but it did strike the cab. So we've got a work going on here by Heavy Toes, trying to correct everything. West 401 is jammed. Nielsen to west of McCowan Express, approaching Markham Road to west of Kennedy in the collectors. Volume filling in past that as traffic was caught behind an earlier issue at Victoria Park that cleared. So now the flood has been let loose past the 404. Delays 404 Express, approaching Leslie collectors to Bayview, and then Yonge 2 Avenue collectors. Past that is moving fine. Eastbound 401 issues approaching Trafalgar have cleared. Delays approaching James Snow to Trafalgar, then Dixon to Kipling. Now we have issues on the southbound 427. Pair of ramp issues now. The ramp to Dundas closed for collision cleanup, and then the ramp to the QEW is being put under construction again today. The right lane blocked off, so that's going to cause delays on the approach in the express lanes. Eastbound Gardner is then still busy. Humber Bridge to east of Dufferin because of earlier issues, but lightening up. And we've still got volume on the southbound 404 Don Valley, approaching Shepherd over the 401 to south of Lawrence. Collision still being cleaned up in Richmond Hill. Eastbound Bloomington is blocked approaching Bayview. You can get past. Traffic's now being allowed through in the center turn lane once again. And we had in Richmond Hill, or in Mississauga rather, Derry closed Winston Churchill to Glen Erin for a crash. 407 ETR is added to its all virtual award-winning customer service team with live chat to help serve drivers on and off the road. Visit 407etr.com. Next report at 9:31 and with the extended forecast. Here's Jill Taylor.
Well, the clouds will increase through the day and we'll get into some showers, but mainly late tonight. 14 for the guaranteed high today, 5 for the low, and just 9 degrees tomorrow. That's it. Well below average. The average high about 17. More showers on and off Friday. And then the weekend looking pretty good. Still below average highs, though, about 12 degrees. May get some showers Saturday, but Sunday, Mother's Day, looking pretty good. Sun and cloud. Right now, we've got mostly cloudy conditions at Pearson, 8 degrees there. Some sunshine, 8 at 680 News. Our guaranteed high, 14.
And because Jill did not miss the weather guarantee yesterday, the jackpot climbs to $10,500.
Coming up at 9:30, why it's a very big day on several fronts in this province and country for the vaccine rollout.
680 News Time, 9:23.
As Desjardins agents, we take the time to get to know you, because the more we know, the better advice we can give. Your designer shoes, those limited edition glasses, that collection of animal plush toys from the 90s that's as priceless as it is adorable. Snuggle up, you big softy. We've got you covered.
Switch and save up to 35% on home insurance when you bundle with auto. Get a quote at DesjardinAgents.com. Desjardins Insurance. Home, auto, life. Exclusions and conditions apply.
The big story. I'm your host, Jordan Heath Rawlings. How big of a mess is Bill C-10, and can the Liberals fix it? Listen at thebigstorypodcast.ca or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is 680 News. A news conference on the mundane, everyday trials and tribulations of a dad is trending on social media. Our Jeff Verhoeven tells us why.
So, I'm not a dad, but I did confirm with Simon Bennett and Mike Epple that this is accurate. It's a video of a dad doing a post-game style news conference with reporter questions like, can you sum up the day?
Yeah, honestly, just felt like we got behind early. After the milk spill and the marker on the wall, we just felt like we were playing catch up the rest of the day.
Right before you went to the store, you called a timeout. Was there an attitude change after that?
Yeah, it felt like we were losing our heads there for a minute, so we wanted to just calm things down.
Yeah, I actually love this.
You gave him a snack half hour before dinner. Was that planned?
No, lost track of time. Just wasn't thinking. And so, 3 bites at dinner, that's on me.
And the best one?
Did you ever find your keys?
No idea where they are.
We're going to put the video up at 680news.com. I'm Jeff Verhoeven.
Still ahead, drug company Moderna has its first ever quarterly profit, but the stock's taking a tumble in pre-market trading. Business in 60 seconds. 680 News Time, 9:25.
In times like these, shouldn't your money work even harder for you? We think so. That's why at Duca Credit Union, you get no-fee checking accounts. You also get high interest on deposits and investments and low mortgage rates. Plus, you get to share in the profits. That's the Duca difference. And now, get rates as low as 1.59% on a 3-year fixed mortgage when you switch to Duca. Find out how at mortgage.duca.com. Do more, be more, achieve more with Duca Credit Union. Conditions apply.
Get hooked on Bolt Plus. Bolt Plus is your fastener specialist, plus so much more. Check out their massive showroom filled with an extensive inventory of industrial and safety supplies, such as abrasives, adhesives, and lubricants, anchors, storage bins, paints and coatings, cutting tools, chain hooks, and wire rope, plus a huge stock of DeWalt and Milwaukee power tools. Let their knowledgeable staff source your hard-to-find items. Bolt Plus, proudly Canadian-owned and operated, many locations to serve you. Shop online, boltplus.ca.
680 News Time, 9:26. Now the business report with Mike Epple. What are we expecting today, Mike?
We're expecting a steady start for stocks coming up here, bottom of the clock, Paul. Could see another record right off the bat for the Dow Jones Industrials average. TSX might follow that lead into the record books as well. The earnings from Magna International, Bay Street Heavyweight, were above forecast, and the company raising its guidance with the strong performance for the auto sector right now. Drug company Moderna has reported its first ever quarterly profit, $1.7 billion in COVID-19 vaccine sales in the latest quarter, but the share price is down by 8% in pre-market trade on top of the 6% that Moderna tumbled yesterday because of this idea floated by the Biden administration to lift the patent protection on mRNA vaccine technology, which would also affect Pfizer, to ostensibly get more drug companies involved in producing COVID-19 vaccines, but would take away a lot of intellectual property from the companies that actually developed the mRNA tech. So Pfizer's down 3% in pre-market action as well. We're looking at the Canadian dollar this morning, continuing its steady climb, up another 1/4 cent at 81.81 cents US. Now that's interesting because tomorrow we're expecting we'll get the latest jobs data for the month of April, and it is expected to show potentially 300,000 plus jobs lost by the economy last month. But the dollar just continues to feed off of strong commodity sales, commodity markets. The price for corn this morning, for example, up to an 8-year high on the Chicago Board of Trade. Oil is steady, close to a multi-month high, almost multi-year high here at $65.50. The world wants what Canadians produce, whether it's agribusiness or commodities, and that's helping lift the loonie again to almost, we could see it hit 82 cents US in the trading session today. We'll see. The TSX is coming off a gain of 122. The Dow is up 97. Could build on that in the opening trades this morning. Stock to watch, Cineplex, which is in with another big quarterly loss because its theaters are ostensibly shut down. They lost almost $88 million in the latest quarter. The Dow futures up 35 points, and the opening bell is up next. To the Business Center, I'm Mike Epple.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you. Oh, I'm ready! Visit Cintas.ca and get ready for the workday.
I'm Jennifer from Richmond.
What did it feel like when I won $250,000 with OLG on Instant Bingo?
3, 2, 1.
Yes, it felt just like that.
Winning with OLG brings out all the feels. Play today at olg.ca.
All right, and meteorologist Jill Taylor's forecast for the day today, expecting sunny skies. Nice to see the sunshine again. Clouds will increase, though, for the afternoon. We're expecting a guaranteed high of 14 degrees. For tonight, expecting some rain and a low down to 5. Tomorrow, showers and some cool conditions, a high of only 9, but things might get a little bit better for Saturday. We're looking at a sun-cloud mix and a high near 12. Right now in downtown Toronto, we've got a mix of sun and cloud and 8 degrees. The News Watch never stops. 680 News, we are live 24/7. Paul Cook and Catherine Jete returning tomorrow morning at 5:30 and 680 News Time, 9:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
Good morning. This is Thursday, May the 6th. I'm Irene Franklin.
And I'm Steve Roberts. Here's what's making news this hour.
Peel Region tries to blanket cover its burning hotspot by opening up vaccines to anyone 18 plus, while Toronto offers its vaccines to anyone 50 and over.
Toronto is opening up thousands of more COVID-19 vaccination spots.
Children as young as 12 can now get a COVID vaccine in parts of Canada sooner rather than later.
And a new slang word is taking social media by storm.
It's another installment of Leafs Habs tonight at Scotiabank Arena. A must-win for the Raptors against Washington, and the Blue Jays aim for a split against the A's. Sports at 45.
Magna International is raising its guidance with its latest strong quarterly earnings. The stock's up in the opening trades. The Dow Jones testing another record high, but Moderna tumbling despite reporting its first ever quarterly profit. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 9:31.
That is time for 680 News. Traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle Hawking.
Well, good morning, and it's been a rather poor drive on the westbound 401 for most of the morning in Scarborough. West of McCowan in the Express, right lane still blocked up by MTO Cruise. We have a truck that had its load shift here, so that's being worked on by heavy tows. Just the latest in a number of issues through this area. You'll find it heavy Nielsen in the Express and approaching Markham Road in the collectors to west of McCowan. Of course, it's much heavier in the Express through this area because of the problems. But the collector's also a bit slow. Once you do get past McCowan, you're in better shape. West 401 a bit slow, 404 to Bayview Express, and through Yonge in the collectors. Eastbound 401 still heavy. Highway 25 to east of Trafalgar. It's starting to stretch out after problems near Trafalgar cleared. We've got a couple of other issues, both on the 427. Southbound 427 ramp to Dundas, closed for collision cleanup. And then further south, the ramp to the QEW is under construction. Right lane blocked on that ramp. So delays from south of Dundas and the Express onto the QEW ramp through this area. The eastbound Gardner is still a bit busy. Jameson to east of Dufferin is well backing up on the ramp to York. That's with traffic trying to avoid the ramp to Jarvis, which at the end of it, there are no left turns for construction. So a delay on the ramp to Jarvis, too. Northbound Jarvis still closed Queens Quay to the Esplanade for maintenance. Southbound 404 Don Valley looks busy anywhere from approaching Shepherd to south of Lawrence. Then we have two other issues on city streets. Derry is closed in Mississauga from Winston Churchill to Glen Erin for a collision. However, the problem we had on Bloomington approaching Bayview, eastbound Bloomington approaching Bayview and Richmond Hill has now cleared, finally. Next report at 9:41, and that's the forecast. Here's Jill Taylor.
Clouds increase this afternoon. Chance of some showers, but more so for tonight. The guaranteed high 14.5 for the low. For today, the guaranteed high 14.
All right, in downtown Toronto right now, we have a sun cloud mix at 8 degrees, and the same conditions at Pearson. 680
Tens of thousands of more people across the province have the COVID-19 vaccination. People 50 and older became eligible this morning.
This is Ontario continues to see a downward trend of new cases, and 680's Momin Qureshi joining us live with that and more. Good morning, Momin.
Good morning, Steve. Yes, the vaccine rollout grows and grows. In Peel, where the fire has been burning the hottest in this pandemic and has been the biggest area of concern, they have decided to try to throw a big blanket over their problem by opening up vaccine bookings to anyone 18 and over. Meantime, in Toronto, they're making vaccine bookings available to anybody 50 and over. Mayor Tory asked this morning on Breakfast Television if they will expand to 18 and over the way Peel has done for the entire region.
When the eligibility is opening up today to people 50 plus, we have allocated another 60,000 appointments, and they are also available at the same time online. But the reason it's 60,000 as opposed to 80,000 or 100,000 is because we only allocate and make appointments for vaccine that we are, certain to have. Because what we don't want to do is make an appointment and have to cancel it.
So Tory's citing the same problems that they have over the past few months, that vaccine supply is the issue. He says capacity-wise, the city can do many more shots a day, especially at those mass vaccination clinics. But he says they just don't have the supply. They don't want to make appointments and then cancel them for people. He says that the focus right now really is to go on those hotspots with those mobile and pop-up clinics, which do focus on people over 18. But he says they're getting through it as quickly as possible. Now we're waiting for the latest numbers to come out in about half an hour's time or so. The numbers have been on a downward trend over the past few days. We'll see if that keeps up. Reporting live, I'm Owen Qureshi.
680 News Time, 9:35. Some middle schoolers in this country are about to become the first children in the world to receive the Pfizer vaccine outside of a clinical trial. 680's Jamie Pulver has more.
More than a third of Canadians have had at least one vaccine dose. That's just over 13 million people. And starting today, kids will be adding to those numbers. Health Canada just authorized the Pfizer shot for those 12 years and over. In the Northwest Territories, kids are getting those shots today. Alberta is also rolling this out quickly.
And it comes right when we need it most.
Premier Jason Kenney says the plan is to start Monday. Manitoba is planning to start later this month. In BC, the goal is to get this going before the end of next month. For Ontario,
we wish to start that as soon as possible, so we are actively working through that right now.
Health Minister Christine Elliott says as soon as possible, but it seems more like summer, with vaccines possibly being administered at schools. So the goal is to have both doses given before the next school year, but no specific timeline. I'm Jamie Pulver.
Well, if you do want a shot today, plenty of pop-up options for those in Toronto hotspots. And 680's Laura Carney has more details.
The city's clinics are almost fully booked through the end of May, but if you want a shot today, pop-up clinics still really great options for same-day vaccinations. A pop-up at Woodbine Racetrack today is for all of those 18 and older living in any Toronto hotspot postal code. A pop-up happening again today at Downsview Arena. That is for specific postal codes. A couple of clinics taking place in Scarborough, one for the M1T and M1W postal codes at Lamoureux Collegiate Institute. There's also one at Morden Hilltop Community Center. This one also for those 18 and older living in all Toronto hotspot postal codes. All of the details at 680news.com. I'm Laura Carney.
A split-second decision appears to have cost a young woman in Brampton her life. 680's Carl Hansky explains.
The young woman killed was a passenger in a vehicle that stopped in a live lane here on Winston Churchill north of Steele so she could get out and retrieve something from the trunk or back seat. Residents say this is too dangerous a road to try that.
Not too safe. They even drive very close to the sidewalk.
And they go very fast.
Yes, they do.
Not a spot you want to get out of your car in a live lane.
Definitely not.
The 26-year-old was hit from behind by an oncoming car that rear-ended the stopped car. She ended up pinned underneath and was killed instantly. Police remind drivers not to stop in live lanes if possible. Find a driveway or parking lot to pull off into, or even better, a gas station like the one just down the road here. At Winston Churchill near Steeles at Brampton, I'm Carl Hansky.
Well, the city is saying no to e-scooters. Toronto Council voting unanimously to opt out of a provincial pilot project, meaning that these two-wheeled motorized modes of transportation will remain banned on city streets and bike lanes, sidewalks, pathways, and trails. Safety is listed as a main concern there. Now, councillors, by the way, are meeting again today for day 2 of their Toronto Council monthly meeting. Calls for universal daycare, the naming of a baseball field after the late Blue Jay Roy Halladay, all on the agenda today.
With 4 games left before the playoffs, the Maple Leafs are back in action at home tonight against Montreal.
First, the injury update. Nick Foligno left Monday's game with an upper body injury and won't play tonight. Head coach Sheldon Keefe.
He's just day-to-day. I suspect he probably won't play on Saturday either.
If that practice is any indication, looks like Joe Thornton takes his spot on the first line. They had nice chemistry early in the season. Speaking of that first line, Matthews in front of the goal. The next goal for Austin Matthews will be his league-leading 40th. Remarkable, given that tonight is just game 49 in the season for him. His teammates watch in awe. Justin Hall.
It does reflect positively on the team, but I think it's more him powering the team than it is the other way around.
Game time against Montreal is tonight at 7. Meanwhile, Frederick Anderson's rehab continues. He will head to the Marlies and play in half of their game this afternoon. I'm Simon Bennett.
And a new slang word is now gaining popularity across social media.
Chuggy, a word used to describe someone or something that's no longer on trend, outdated, or is just trying too hard. Exploding in popularity on TikTok, where it's been hashtagged nearly 3 million times. It can be used to describe a person of any age or gender, but most of the internet's chuggy jokes are about things associated with millennial women. The New York Times says the word was coined back in 2013 by a high school student in Beverly Hills, spreading to classmates and camp friends, then spreading when they went off to college, until finally TikTok. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
Gas prices are next.
680 News Time, 9:39.
When the sun is rising and the birds are chirping, there's no better way to start the day than a good old freshly milked Jeff. And when it comes to car insurance, only the most oblivious Jeffs get milked. Jeffs who never shop around. Freshly milked Jeff. Good to the last Jeff.
Don't get milked on car insurance. Get a better rate and save an average of $676 with rates.ca.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price will drop 1 cent at midnight to $1.32.9 a liter at most GTA stations.
680 News Time, 9:40.
With all that's going on these days, let good food help make life a little easier. Get $80 off the #1 meal kit in Canada and free contactless delivery directly to your door. With fresh, fun, and delicious recipes for every palate in your household, we're making mealtime easier and safer than ever before. Get $40 off your first 2 orders at Good Food. That's $80 in savings. Go to makegoodfood.ca to redeem your offer with the gift code GF80. Offer valid for a limited time for new members only.
Hi, I'm Maureen Holloway. It's that time of year Toyota buyers anxiously await, and this year it's even bigger. It's Don Valley North Toyota's 24 Days of May sales event. Offers too good to squeeze into just one day, combining with Toyota Red Tag Days to get you lease or finance rates from as low as 0% on select models. Safety comes first, and showroom visits are by appointment only or shop online. The 24 Days of May. Visit DonValleyNorthToyota.com.
680 News Time, 9:41.
Time for 680 News. Traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you by the Egg Farmers of Ontario. Ongoing heavy delays on the westbound 401 in Scarborough, particularly in the Express. West of McCowan Express, right lane is blocked with a transport truck that had an issue. It hit the brakes too hard, and whatever it was carrying in the trailer came forward through the front of the trailer and hit the back of the cab. So that's being dealt with by heavy tow and other crews. It's really heavy from Nielsen to west of McCowan in the Express. Lighter in the collectors, but you will still deal with a bit of volume Markham Road to west of McCowan in those collector lanes, but take them instead. They're moving much better. We've got volume 404 to Leslie Express, past that, and through Yonge in the collectors. On the eastbound 401, still busy James Snow to east of Trafalgar because of earlier issues, and all the volume that had been caught behind the Trafalgar problem now going through Mississauga Road, so it's flowing through Mississauga Road again. We had the southbound 427 ramp to Dundas reopen following collision cleanup. Still a little further south on the ramp to the QEW, the right lane blocked for construction, so delays on the approach to that ramp in the express lanes. We've got eastbound Gardner delays approaching York, and it's a bit busy on the ramp to Jarvis as well. At the end of it, no left turns. Northbound Jarvis closed. Queens Quay to the Esplanade for construction. This is also impacting the Lakeshore. It looks like westbound Lakeshore is a single lane going through Jarvis as crews continue to dig up the road to work on this water main here. The other busy routes on the southbound 404 in Don Valley, which is still busy approaching Shepherd to south of Lawrence. And we have closure in Mississauga of Derry from Winston Churchill to Glen Erin for a collision investigation. Show Mom the love this Mother's Day by cooking up some eggs. For recipe ideas to make her day special, check out getcracking.ca. Next report at 9:51, and with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Hopefully you can enjoy some outdoor time before the clouds and showers return. The guaranteed high 14 degrees, 5 for the low. Showers tomorrow, quite cool, the high only 9. For today, the guaranteed high, 14.
All right, in downtown Toronto right now, it's partly cloudy and 10 degrees. We've got partly cloudy conditions and 8 out of Pearson. 680 News Time, 9:43.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute live from the Business Center. And good morning, Mike Epple.
Hey, morning, Irene. Good morning, Steve. If we could go to the U.S. right now, we'd be getting a pretty good exchange rate on our Canadian dollar, as the loonie right now is just below 82 cents U.S. So you have to go back to 2017, the last time the exchange rate was as strong as almost $1.22 against the U.S. dollar. That might soon start to dent Canadian exports to some extent, although the reason the dollar is as strong as it is basically because the world wants what we produce, whether it's agribusiness commodities, oil, gold, copper, you name it. It's a big export time right now for the Canadian market, and the Canadian dollar reaping the benefits of that. Tomorrow we'll get the jobs data, and that could turn the channel a little bit on the Canadian dollar if the numbers are as weak as we expect. The TSX right now is down 37 points, a pullback for energy stocks as the price for oil is down 46 cents to 65.17. The Dow is up into record territory for a second day, up 31 points. The Nasdaq's down 37. Gold is up $12 at $17.97, and our dollar, as mentioned, just about 82 cents U.S. at the Business Center. I'm Mike Epple.
You can't beat the benchmark if you are the benchmark. Dynamic Funds looks to the market for opportunities beyond the index. Learn more about active management at dynamic.ca.
Find a car today, a much better way. Visit OntarioCars.ca.
Listen to me, my friend, and I'll offer a little advice. Why scour the city looking for a used or new car when you can easily visit OntarioCars.ca and find a large selection to choose from? Couldn't be simpler. No clutter, just cars. There's all-in pricing from our trusted sellers too, and all purchases are protected by a compensation fund. Find your gem at OntarioCars.ca.
That's OntarioCars.ca.
FH Health is a private medical clinic offering testing for COVID-19. If you need clearance for essential travel or are concerned or responsible for workplace safety, FH Health offers same-day PCR and rapid COVID testing. And the best part, you're in and out in just a few minutes. Go to fhhealth.ca to book an appointment today at one of our 5 GTA clinics. FH Health, protecting communities, companies, and families.
Toronto's news now. This is 680 News.
It's 8 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds. Good morning. I'm Irene.